Hello, everybody. Sorry about the whole thing and keeping you guys waiting. The internet has been out once again in our area. Even the cell phone tower was completely out. A lot of times you just kick off your Wi-Fi, and for instance, let me double check. I'm not muted. I'm not. Um, you can fall back to your data plan. Well, of course, earlier today I had a couple appointments and so on here at the house, and even the people here were like, "What's up with this area? There's zero service." I'm like, "I know, it's absolutely crazy." And I was literally thinking of like how you guys were talking about helium the other day. I was like, "Man, this would be the perfect opportunity to have a helium miner could earn an insane amount of rewards, right?" Anyway, that's not the point. The point is this: glad to be here with you guys. Didn't want to have you sit through a intro. We have a slight delay, but I'm telling you flat out, if you love Jasmy, you're going to see some alpha, some absolute Jasmy alpha, some extremely bullish recent news that I don't know if it's been really reported anywhere, but I was able to piece some things, all together. Shout out to Neo Tricks, believe it or not. And he's going to start off with our outline. And then, of course, I'm going to bring you guys some key things that I found recently. I know a lot of us are down in the dumps because you see what's going on with the market. But what have we talked about in regards to the market? Did we not state that, hey, watch out for what happens later on in August? There's going to be a real giant pullback. And what are we seeing in the market right now? Just that, like, it's tanking, right? So pay attention to what's going on. Don't get too emotional. Believe in the research and so on. We're going to get into all of it. Thank you again to you guys for being here. Please smash that like. We're going to welcome a few of you guys first, and then we'll get into this outline. The show tonight is not going to be like the longest show. I know I always state that, but this time around, really, it's not going to be like the super longest show. We will obviously show you guys some key things in regards to the market, what's on sale, we should pay attention to, and so on. Maybe take advantage of market conditions, right? Remember how we talked about, crypto shopping spree? Do you feel as though that we're there now, or do you guys feel as though there's even that much more of a pullback coming here soon? So let's start off with the first comment of the day. Again, guys, please smash that like. We have a pretty good turnout from people waiting. But yeah, in regards to likes, we're at 20 likes. We're at 40 people. Please smash the like, and who knows, maybe we can tick up even higher than we're at. Hopefully, you guys enjoy the thumbnail, all right? So, all right, I'm gonna turn some banners back on, and there we go. So here we go. We're gonna, excuse me, welcome the first comment of the day, and it might have been from somebody else. I don't know, because it gets delayed, right? KK, welcome. He says, boom, boom, boomer. So that tells me maybe it was Boomer F and Sooner was the first comment, but it could have been Tim Shea. Who knows? But whatever the case be, welcome, KK. Glad to have you here, KK. Welcome back. I haven't seen you in a while, man. Good to see you. All right. We also got the one and only Mr. Boomer F and Sooner. Thank you for being here, Boomer. Brittany is also in the house, and it looks like Brittany's got a new avatar. What's it today? Huh. Interesting, lovely avatar, Brittany. All right. Thank you for being here, Brittany. It looks nice, though. Okay. I didn't mean it in a bad way. What do you mean, interesting, lovely avatar, Max? No, I know. I just had to kind of look at it a little more closer. All right. GT's in the house. Jasmy and Quant on the sheep today. Thanks to all that chaos, maybe worse to come. Welcome back, GT. Always love the avatar, Carl Weathers, and Arnold Schwarzenegger, Mr. Do it. Get to shopping spree. Do it now. Anyway. Okay. All right. Patrick Collier, I guess, is here as well. I didn't see him, but you're probably in the comments somewhere. Patrick, welcome, Patrick Collier. But you highlighted Selmo Fudd's comment. Well, that's okay. Welcome, Selmo Fudd, as well. Glad to have you here, Selmo. Brian Riley is also in the house. Hopefully got my DM. If not, it's okay. I'll get with you later. We're also going to welcome Stargazer. Wow, Stargazer, I haven't seen you in a while. Glad to see you here, Stargazer. All right. Mike, greetings all. Welcome back, Mike. Very glad to have you guys back. somebody messaged me earlier, won't mention his name. He's like, Max, you look a little rough around the edges. I do look a little rough around the edges. I'll have to do something about that here soon. But anyway, they're like, Max, you aged 10 years. It's like, well, stress will do that to you. Anyway. All right, let's look at this. GG states, crazy exchanges didn't let me buy these dips. They went down. Ooh. Neuro One is from GG, thinking next weekend might get even worse if BRICS unveil a new reserve currency backed by gold and other commodities. That's a good point. GS, if I didn't welcome you. Welcome. Glad to have you here. I might be lagging. Oh God, I hope not. Let me see if I'm still live. All right. I'm just giving you guys a heads up. My internet connection could very well drop out. It's been stupid when it comes to this. There's literally a vehicle parked out, like literally down the block. So I will try my best. We have a good turnout, even with me with internet problems. So, smash that like, and I'm sure some people want to hear what's going on with some of this, and we'll get into that in a bit too. We're going to also welcome River. Welcome, River. Glad to have you. Michael Montclair, welcome. JC the man, always like welcoming you. Josh Cornwell, give him a follow. There's Tim Shea, the mayor of crypto commissioner, representing the 589th. All right, let's go a little bit more further down. See if I can catch up a little bit. Elon Muff, boom, max time. Thank you. All right. You could fix that cell site. Yeah, that'd be nice, man. That'd be nice. It's a little ridiculous. All right. Happy discount day, Max. All right. Let's welcome A. Yo, A. Okay. Welcome. Magic Power. Hello. Good time. Exchange. Jasmy in the house. Welcome. All right. We're going to welcome just a couple more guys. Abdul Jawad, haven't seen you in a while. Welcome back. Incurable Optimist, and so on. All right. So if you guys, I don't know, got your comment mixed or skipped, it was on purpose. But I want to jump into some things I saw in the market and bring it to you guys. It's called the crash for a reason, right? Or what does it say on my avatar? I forgot what the crash and burn, if you will, right? So let's see what's going on with the overall market. You might not like this type of segment, but you know what? Come on, man. Look at this. Look at what's going on, right? Did we not call this before? We called this before, right? So here it is, the overall crypto market. And again, please smash that like. 1.07 trillion. That's a big, massive drop, is it not? And basically speaking, we were having some targets. I think it was 28.5. We dropped below that, right? So what has, of course, happened on the fear and greed index? Absolute, yeah. It's not neutral no more. It's shifted over to the fear, and I saw some reports about, like, for instance, Elon Musk. Some people are saying that he dumped a bunch of Bitcoin. I mean, I haven't been able to verify that myself, but here's some crucial things to pay attention to. Okay. Number one, look what's going on, not just with Bitcoin and Ethereum. All right. I mean, those are definitely worth paying attention to, but look at Ripple's XRP. 50 cents just about. Did we not mention that at 50 cents, a lot of people will take advantage of that? Look at the volume for XRP, all right? So there's a lot, of course, going on with that. People taking advantage of that. Some of you guys are worn out with Cardano, but Cardano at a quarter. So here's the key thing, okay? I ain't gonna BS you at all, right? We bring you guys these weekly updates for a reason. And as we mentioned, the last 2 or 3 times we brought you those updates, we said, watch out what's going to happen in August. There is going to be a tanking market. You're going to see a massive pullback, and you saw that, right? And we talked about what's referred to as the crypto shopping spree. This is exactly what I am talking about. So again, have a portfolio manager if you haven't had it already. Select which ones that you believe have solid use case. Okay, you've done your research, hopefully. If you haven't, that's why we have these shows. They're literally called DYOR with Max for a reason. But in reality, maybe we should call it DYOR with you guys, right? The community, okay? Because a lot of you guys pay attention to certain things. You tag me, you're like, hey Max, look at this, look at that. This is a good project, you know. This one has solid use case, et cetera, et cetera. All right. Another thing I wanted you to point out, other than just Cardano at 25 some odd cents, I mean, that's a buy. I'm just being honest. If you're bored with Cardano, that's an absolute buy. I overspent on Cardano, paid too much. Solana, okay, we saw it for way, way cheaper than it was back during the times of FTX. Is this a good entry point? I don't know, but there's still opportunity there, right? If anything, the ultimate opportunity would have been during the time of FTX. We saw it below $10. I think it was like in the $9 range. We're getting into some of that Jasmy alpha here in a bit, but nonetheless, you guys talk about, being well diversified and so on. Even Dogecoin, all right? Is Dogecoin not going to at least go up to 7 or 8 cents? I mean, for some people who want to do the quick swing trades, that's not a bad idea in that regard, right? How about Polkadot? We all know it's a layer 0, 444. You don't think that's a buy at this moment? Just throwing that out there. Polygon, we've seen it obviously cheaper in the past and so on, but even at 57 cents, I mean, who's denying Polygon? A little bit further down, Litecoin. Some people have been disappointed in regards to what's going on with the halving, the LTC halving and so on. But even at this price level, that might be a good one to consider. Why? What did we see within the last couple of weeks? It was well up above $85. Now it's at 65. Is that a great opportunity, especially at the height of the next bull market? Again, decide for yourself. None of this is financial advice. I'm just pointing out some things that I look at. Shiba Inu. You guys have stated that, Shibarium, like they dropped an egg on it. But is it just bad timing because of the overall market? Could very well be. But at 0.5081, that's only a tad bit more than what I originally paid for it, right? Even myself, I'm reconsidering maybe I get into SHIB. How in the world would you want to get back into SHIB, Max? Well, I understand that. I think even with all the FUD, right, and the buy the rumor, sell the news in regards to Shibarium, do they have full utility in motion yet? No, they do not. Who's going to have the most premier metaverse, right? The most polished one? I'm still leaning towards Shiba Inu. I've been pretty consistent with that. I think Metopolis could very well be up there with Zilliqa. Don't sleep on Zilliqa. I'm just throwing out some things. I'm going to point out a few more things. I'm not going to harp on all this tonight. Chainlink. Oh my God, Max is talking about Chainlink. That's a great opportunity right now. Do I like the idea of Chainlink maxis flooding QNT with their FUD campaign like I pointed out? No, I don't. But you want to know something? I still recognize the opportunity. All right, how about this real quick? Stellar's holding, I was thinking I was going to dip below 10 cents. Guess what? I think it is. I'm going to call that right now. At below 10 cents, that's an absolute steal for Stellar. My rock bottom price for Stellar was a bag at 7 cents. Take advantage of this. Uniswap, $5. Why take advantage of Uniswap? Remember what we showed you guys in the past, right? When they go to Uniswap 4.0, that's going to be big. Remember we talked about the slashing of those fees on swaps? You don't think that's going to be a big thing at the height of the next market? Again, if you're a newcomer to our show and so on, don't know about some of these things, we mention it for a reason. All right, just a few more. Cosmos is an absolute steal right now, $7.57. That's a big time still. Probably out of all the ones we mentioned right now, other than maybe XRP and a few others, that's a steal. If you don't have a position into Cosmos, again, consider it. Cosmos will be absolutely massive in the next bull market. You guys know I'm subscribed to Investor Place. Oh, man. Cosmos ranks literally at the top of their list for something that they feel extremely strong about. Again, do more of your research in regards to Cosmos. There's a few guys like Cool Cat Crypto and so on that believe in it. But I've known about Cosmos for a long time, and I do pay attention to all of this stuff. All right. Another thing I want to point out, Ethereum Classic at $15 is still a great, great buy. We covered the Ethereum Classic a decent amount last year. All right, Hedera at this particular mark, not bad, right? But the one I really, really want to point out is these two right here. And that basically is Filecoin at 346 is an absolute insane still. Okay. Before the SEC went really after them and a lot of other particular cryptos, I felt as though Filecoin was like, you guys remember me stating this, the Coca-Cola crypto. I'm telling you flat out, we may see even more of a pullback, but the point is, don't beat yourself up on some of these entry points. On some of them, you're going to do very well. You may have very well picked the bottom. On the other ones, you will have come close to it, right? But the point is, knowing what you have gotten into for when that new bull market comes through. All right, how about this? I have not forgotten to do an update in regards to internet computer ICP. I still feel this is a real sleeper. $3.41. My God. Like, we talked about Cosmos not too long ago, like a few moments ago. Here's another one. It's an absolute steal. So I would say ICP, Filecoin, and Cosmos are absolutely great on those prices. Of course, XRP at 50 cents, not bad. Shout out to all the guys that had it since 32 cents. Chronos, I was expecting that would have dropped to 4 cents. It's been kind of holding in roughly around the 5 or 6 cents mark. That's actually a good thing. And if anything, once we get market momentum, think about consolidation. You get a lot of consolidation for many months. People complain who are not in the know. People who are in the know totally understand how big that could be. Don't sleep on your Chronos. I have already met my goals long ago. I wasn't looking to get more of it. I may consider it, but nonetheless, there's that. All right, just a few more key ones. You see quant on the list. We're going to get into that in a moment. And then we're going to get into, for instance, our outline. But I want you guys to see some of this. This is based on prices. I'm not going to elaborate on all the, here's what this does, here's what that does. We've done all that, right? You guys done that as well. But anyway, Aptos, I had to throw that one into the mix as well. $5.66 for Aptos, absolute steal. I used to think it was a steal at $8. Look at that. So when we talk about the crypto shopping spree, here's a perfect example of that. $5.66. I don't know if I put this in the same category as some of the other ones that we just showed here earlier, internet computer, Filecoin, Cosmos, but man, I would have to say it might very well be in that realm. All right, quant. You guys know me. I'm always going to talk about quant, right? Maybe you're getting tired of me talking about quant, but whatever the case be, I'm telling you flat out, like, quant is my number one for a reason. Check out some of our deep dive videos if you're new to our platform here at CTN. But under $100, guys, come on. You guys have mentioned, well, if quant dips down below $100, I'm going to buy more quant. Hey, man, here's your opportunity. $97.50. Remember, or I should say, at some point, we're going to get, we're going to have these conversations later down the line a few years from now. Remember when you were able to buy quant for under $100, right? We've been covering quant since $40. Look how that turned out, right? All right, VeChain, I'm being honest. Here is the thing about VeChain. It's been holding steady around these particular levels. That's a good thing, especially if you hold VeChain. Yes, I don't hold it, but I don't dismiss it, okay? So if I believe in the concept of, supply chain and, the ones that are tied to it, we put so much focus on XDC with the electronics trade documents build and becoming an act and so on. You want to know something? Maybe VET finally does something big after September 20th in regards to electronic trades documents act going into effect. So maybe this will be big. Could be wrong, but it is what it is. I'm not going to dismiss VeChain. I'm not going to dismiss Morpheus Network. I'm not going to especially dismiss XDC. Okay, speaking of XDCs and a few other ones, all right, before we get into that, and this, I think, will be the last part, all right, the graph, okay? Absolutely. Graph is an absolute steal right now. Sometimes I get criticism about not covering the graph enough. Why is it not tagged? I might start tagging it more. It is under 10 cents. This is an absolute steal. Trust me when I state this. You could close your eyes with the graph later on and you'll see that you're, especially if you buy even just, I'm not telling you guys what to buy, but I'll state this. At a minimum of $500, literally within the next few months, you'll be up a few %. Not financial advice, but this is just from my own experience, okay? The graph is the Google of crypto. Don't know what I'm talking about? Look more into it. It is no joke. All right. There's some people still FUD it, which is ridiculous. You want to talk about your utility-based cryptocurrencies? The graph is literally the Google of crypto. And I mean that full-heartedly. All right. Algorand's under 10 cents, guys. My God. XDC's holding strong at these particular support levels. That's great. Some people are like, that's disappointing, for the accumulation phase. Hey, I get that. But Algorand below 10 cents. I took advantage of that last time around, and I tripled my position. Why would I do that? Because I understand that with algo is part of that mix, just like the Hedera's of the world and so on, right? Just because there's some bad news that happened not that long ago, am I into algo for the recent bad news, or am I into algo for that future generational wealth? All right. Axie Infinity that's a pretty darn good price. I still think they still could do something. Sandbox, it's one of the few from the metaverse, right, that I own. I'm not looking to get back into that, but even at 33 cents, I'm not going to dismiss that. All right. Some of you guys hold Stacks. I think it's Somo FUD and so on. 47 cents for Stacks is not too bad. Tezos, another one that an investor place feels very bullish on. Just like, for instance, Near and Cosmos. That one's below 70 cents. Remember, that one was well over $1 for the longest time. BSV, right? I got it for, I think, $25 last time around. I'm watching that. I think we could do a little bit better, obviously, on BSV as far as a pullback, but I mean, maybe that's their new resistance. But anyway, you guys are, I'm sure, paying attention to all this stuff. I'm not going to harp on all of it. I'm just pointing out the ones that I see like really, really doing well in the this pullback, if you will, for the accumulation phase. But nonetheless, let me jump back to see how we're doing in the comments. Okay, we're doing pretty good. We're still holding a good crew, or a good amount of people. Clayton, I still think don't sleep on Clayton. 14 cents. This could very well tank even further down. I will state this right now. Clayton, if it did go below 10 cents, my goodness, I still wouldn't sleep on that. Gala, where you want to refer to it as, has broken below that crucial 2 cent mark. To me, that's a steal. It's an absolute steal. I know there's been some FUD in regards to Gala, where you want to call it. I never could get it right. But my point is, I don't know. I may finally get into that. That's just me. I'm not trying to tell you what to do. Conflux at 13, 14 cents, absolute steal. I would avoid BTT for now. Maybe long term they're good, but I don't know. I'm kind of, distancing myself away from anything Tron related. I'm just throwing that out there. I got more than enough Trons in my portfolio, if you know what I mean. I got a lot of BTT still. I got a lot of, Win token, Wink, where you want to call it. Casper, if you missed out your opportunity on Casper, may consider Casper, right, with the hard R. IOTA, under 15 cents is an absolute steal. Okay, that's what I basically paid for it last time. Ended up having, beating the profits. Just throwing that out. So that's what's going on with that. Terra Luna Classic, I mean, that's dirt cheap, but I mean, I know some, it's kind of mixed in that regard. So that's it in regards to the top 100 that really stand out. What I want to do real quick is I want to show you guys just a brief thing in regards to my watch list. So here's what's going on with this. LumaSwap always always shows its way up the last 2 weeks. In reality, they're just moving liquidity around. There's not much volume. So that's what's up with that. Let me see here. BTC Pay, only $307 in volume. Like Mike Cornwall has pointed out, you never know. I mean, like, you could literally buy the entire supply of that for, we used to say about 20,000. In reality, with the pullback, maybe 17 to 20,000. You can own the entire supply. Get with Mike Cornwall if you want to learn more about that. Stratos. I honestly thought that Stratos was going to be back down to the 40. Shout out to XXI Gaming and Stratos. That's interesting. The whole market had a big pullback. Stratos is at 55 cents. I was thinking they were going to be at least in the 40s. So that's very, very interesting. That there obviously was some big news recently. I think you retweeted something about that. I want to check that more into myself, because that's, like, I was totally expecting Stratos to be way cheaper than it was. I know some of you guys hold Dimitra, right? tokenization of agriculture. There's just a few more. This is from the watch list, guys. So I'll talk about Alliance Block Nexera. Honestly, thought that was going to be a lot cheaper than it was. Veracity. These usually are always around this particular price levels. Morpheus Network, if it drops below that dollar level, I'm telling you that's a steal. I still need to get some DAG, but DAG's been holding its own, man. Look at this. All right, Rocket Exchange, I still think as though there's a lot of opportunity there. I think we've been covering that since it was 8 cents. Some of you guys got into it. You're way up on that. All right, just a couple more. Hold on a second. Let's see. LCX below 5 cents. Will it break into the threes? If it does, that's still a steal. I know that, Monty Metzger, Gilbert Verde have their little tiff, but there's a difference between having a tiff and then saying to hell with this partnership, right? Clearpool, which I have covered more than 30 times, 40 times, something like that. It's been consolidating right around the 2 cent mark, right? I was thinking that was going to be like around 1 cent. It's not, but Clearpool at a penny is an absolute steal. Energy Web Token at 221 has been kind of holding its own. All right, just a tad bit more. We already covered Atom earlier. Leo X, we don't really cover that as much as we used to, but anyway, I didn't see anything big on that one as far as price. Let me go further down. Elk Finance, we used to talk about that for a brief bit. That one is below 10 cents. It's in the 9 cent range, but it's been holding at this level for a bit, even before the big pullbacks. Look more into Elk Finance. The main reason is because of the supply, right? We talk about supply shock, price shock, and all that. That one I still think is a sleeper, personally. All right, how about this real quick? DApp Radar. If you guys hold Crypto.com app real quick, all right, let's just talk about this for a moment. This is one that will consistently do things about every 3 to 4 months. If you don't believe me, look at the chart. Again, I'm not going to focus a lot of time on this, but I have a big watch list for a reason. Relio Network, all right? We covered it since roughly, 8 cents? Some of you guys just absolutely killed it on it. Mike Cornwell took advantage of it. I think he saw as high as like 60 cents or something like that for just a brief period. He had to pull back 45 cents, but it's been fluctuating. It's a great swing trade, even, right? You're doing shorting, you're doing leverage, all that stuff. Even long term, it's going to be more than fine. Look out in the future for me to do a deep dive on Mantle. I'm not going to get into the specifics on it right now, but when I did my research, it looked impressive. I'm going to point out what I feel as though is impressive about that. If you hold Mantle, then you already know. Proof of liquidity, I think, is still a steal. The bottom on that was 0.08. Now, keep in mind, when it comes to proof of liquidity, we in the United States can't take advantage of KuCoin anymore. But guess what? KuCoin is still a very popular platform for what, guys? Staking. What do they reward you in regards to staking? A small portion of POL. At the height of a bull market, and I've covered this before, and I've done a deep dive in regards to POL, and it was on my old channel, which is Maximus Crypto, if you want to take a look into it. And that basically is this. POL at the height of the last bull market was roughly about 65 cents. You don't think that's a big opportunity where we're at now? And this is still it's a pure utility token. There's no community behind this, right? So there's low volume. At the height of the next bull market, I see this being over $1 based off of what? The overall crypto market and so on. I think POL is a no-brainer. So, I mean, what is that, guys? Come on. That's literally 100x. All right? That's why I talk about it. Again, not financial advice. Take more of a look into it if you need to do so. Hydra is a steal. Why is it steal? Why point it out? Hydra is the one that averages the highest APR of any project out there. Some people say, no, Max, you're full of crap. It's Atom. Look into it yourself. I'm not making it up. Hydra consistently has the highest average APR, and it's even written into their white paper. All right. There's more. Obviously, H&T, Marlin Pond. Some of you guys have requested me to do more of a deeper dive to Marlin Pond and all that. But anyway, I'm pointing out things I noticed are on sale. Obviously, Caspa below 4 cents, right? 0.037. I know a lot of you guys are into Caspa. I will eventually, I'm recognizing some of this. So here soon, I'm literally thinking Caspa will be the one. I think that might just be about it. So you guys are obviously still, bullish on your MMAI. That's a big drop in regards to that as well. On the 7-day chart, 26% down. I don't know. You guys do your own research in regards to MMAI. It's one that we brought to everybody first, but it's okay. It's not the point. The point is, I think that's still a pretty decent project, and that's a good, if you're not into that, it's a good entry point. I think that's just about it as far as the ones I wanted to point out real quick. Sorry, there is 2 more. Sorry. Pancake Swap, $1.34. Watch out for that. If that goes down to $1.25, that is an absolute steal. GBEX is still a good one to get into, especially XSwap. I don't have them on my list right now for XSwap, but XDC and XSwap are the ones I'm looking to stack. All right. Jasmy, of course, 0.003309, down 16% on the week. Okay. So, oh my God, Harmony. That's one I forgot all about, just real quick. 0.009. Interesting. Okay. All right. We're going to now kick it back into the comments just for a brief moment. I want to see if there's anything specific. I want to welcome a few more of you guys before we kick into this outline. So we're going to also welcome Mr. Lambo's Crypto Talk. Glad to have you here, Mr. Lambos. And let's see here. Patrick Collier says he worked hard for the #1 spot. Oh, yeah, that one song. I remember that. Ludacris and Mini-Me. All right, A says whale play, cuckoo. ETH whales are swimming there. Look at the ether scan. Well, interesting. Maybe some of you guys do that. All right, Gigi says the highs will get more higher. The QNT will go no lower because everlasting. What's that? Base show enough moves FUD. Some people can't take it. They try to plead the case, but you can't get enough of the everlasting base. It's a nice rhyme. I kind of messed it up on that one. April Cornwell, welcome. Glad to have you. Welcome back. Brian Riley, I received it. Max replied, all right, yeah, I'll definitely take a look into it probably like after the show, and I'll definitely get back to you in that regard. Or if you really, got a hold of, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway. All right. What else we got? KK, Max, I always watch and hit the like, just don't make comments, everything. Oh, that's okay. I know some people have stated that. Like, I don't even know if he's listening right now. What's his name? Big Watch Dude. Some people think I forget about people. I don't. Maybe he's in the house and he's just like, hey, man, I can't believe Max just mentioned me. And I don't ever comment anymore once in a while. But shout out to the Big Watch Dude. Another guy I want to give a shout out to is Uncle Thursday. I saw him in the recorded video content. But you want to know something? Mr. Hello, is it me you're looking for? Lionel Richie, Mentellect. I ain't worried about that guy. I hope he's okay. I'm telling you flat out, I hope he's okay. I miss Mentellect. All right. Hush It is here. Yes. And A, I think you're right about that, man. It's a definite shakeout. Jay is back. He says, cause of rich men, North Richmond gives me crap because they had a freaking beret asking me if I'm a commie bastard. God. Well, like, skit, bling, bling. Welcome to Crypto Talk. No, I'm kidding. I'm not going to do that. All right. Let's welcome Allah. I never seen you here before, man. Forbes report SpaceX sold 373 million in BTC. My God. All right. We could obviously read comments all day. We're not going to do that. I'm going to double check the other screen. I think we're good. Dwight Von Tress, welcome. AZ Marine Sniper, welcome. Glad to have you guys. Huyib Limited, hi Max, have a question, please, if possible. What's your biggest bag in crypto? Separately, BTC and ETH. Oh God. A few of them is kind of tied. Are you saying like as far as like dollar value, or are you going with I don't know, just like the amount of tokens I have? Because if it's the amount of tokens I have, I'm probably going to have to say probably SHIB still. I still have a hell of a lot of that. Jasmy, Jasmy, I got a lot of that. I actually have a bunch of Luna Classic still. I don't ever talk about it ever because I don't really believe in it much anymore, but it is what it is. BTT, I have a whole bunch of that. XRP, Stellar. I don't know, man. I have to really think about that. Some people say it's got to be QNT. No, I haven't hit my goals on QNT yet, you know? So I'm probably going to go with maybe, oh man, that's a tough one. God, maybe XRP or Filecoin. I got a lot of Filecoin too. I probably have almost just as much Filecoin, dollar value, I should say. But then again, Filecoin tanked. See, this is what I'm talking. This is why I don't want to get into specifics in regards to it, because at one point I would say like my dollar value, if you will, of SHIB versus Filecoin was like almost neck and neck, but Filecoin tanked recently, right? That's why I think it's an absolute buy. So I can't really count that because it's just literally like, you know, in your portfolio, if you have something that's worth like 10 grand and all of a sudden it just tanked and you know, you're like, oh God, that 10 grand is like, it's now worth 5. It just fluctuates. So if you're basing it on like this moment, I'm not going to base it on this moment. You know what I mean? I'm going to wait for, maybe I'll answer that a little bit later, but token value, that's a whole different, I mean, how many tokens you have, how many coins you have, different category, different topic, if you will. If you want a little more clarification on it, you're like, no, Max, I'm just talking about like the dollar value. Okay, we can get to that. So, all right. So let's get into the outline. You guys have been patiently waiting. Let's get into that. Please smash that like for some Jasmy Alpha. Yes, I'm being honest. Alpha. Like, this is going to be some good stuff. This will get chopped up into a video guaranteed. I'm behind. I had some ones I needed to do from yesterday. There's just not, you know, as much time as I need in a day. I think we all have that problem, right? All right. Let's go ahead and get into it. So I want you guys to please give a follow to, first of all, myself at DPG Maximus. And on top of that, I want you to follow this newcomer. He is Neo X Tricks. Okay. This guy is a really good researcher. Really appreciate his content. All right. Let's talk about this for a brief moment. And this will be great as far as to start off the outline. Where am I going with this? Well, maybe you guys get tired of me talking about DD coin, but man, when you see the recent news, you'd be like, oh man, I'll never do that again. I'll never have my doubts. I don't know. There's still people who have doubts, right? Especially the guy with the puppy dog face, you know, starts with an M and never mind. All right. Here's the answer from Hara regarding the DD coin according to Neo X Tricks. And when was this published? This was back on August 10th, but it's still valid right now on the 17th. From the PR Times about Jasmy ecosystem. Let's highlight some of the key things. I'm not going to read it all, right? DD coin is a common currency that has the function, and I guess that was the bigger version, but has the function of a yen-denominated stablecoin. I want to talk about this for a brief moment. You may think that these concepts are just, stablecoin, bored with stablecoins, Max. You did too much harping on, you know, Stellar USDC, now referred to as Circle, and Tether. You know, the bros aren't here for stablecoin talk. Trust me when I state this. The bros are here tonight for some of this talk. And I'm going to get into why this is still so incredibly bullish, because I'm going to show you some things that is just will blow you away. I'm being honest. The Max is hyping. No, I'm not. I'm going to show you some detailed research. If anything's going to hype itself, it is just. When I saw this earlier today, I was like, oh yeah. Well, anyway, DD coin, common currency that has the function of a yen-denominated stablecoin. We will use the Jasmy coin, a crypto asset traded on exchanges around the world, as a utility for activating our wallet. I want you to remember that. I want you to ingrain that into your head, into your noggin. As a utility for activating our wallet. Exchanges around the world. Those two things. So this nonsense that we are so reliant on what CZ does, and Jasmy only does well if, we get some bullish news from Binance. Those days are going to be over. Man, now, on the short term, they're not, but those days are going to be over. Remember, we talked about we will not be so reliant on decentralized exchanges, right? Because when we get that super wallet, that's going to be a big deal. And some people are saying, well, we're never going to get the super wallet. We're almost towards the end of the year. There's nothing, big mentioned about it. In due process, right? Do you want them to release anything before it needs to be released? As the saying goes, like, I hold Shiba Inu. I understand that you guys are upset, right? But here's the thing. Things have to be released in due time when they're ready, not before they're ready, right? This is Jasmine we're talking about. I think if anything, they do release when they feel as though it's the best time. Now check this out. Let's get into it. This right here from this LinkedIn page. Why are you referencing LinkedIn, Max? Why would I not reference LinkedIn? If it shows you some good info, check out what it shows here. Japan blockchain startup to build Asian digital payment network. I think I know where Max is going with this. If you've been watching the show enough, you know where I'm going with this. On this edition, Japan blockchain startup to build Asian digital payment network. When was this reference? August 8th. Was that long ago? No, it was not. Sora Mitsu, a prominent fintech developer based in Japan, has strategically aligned itself with an ambitious initiative to construct a cross-border payment ecosystem tailored for Asian nations. This initiative endeavor involves leveraging Cambodia's central bank digital currency, referred to as Bakong, as the linchpin of a burgeoning global network. Sora Mitsu has been a supporter in facilitating the issuance and adoption of several Asian CBDCs, including Cambodia's Bakong and Laos digital Lao Keep. Bakong, an emerging frontrunner in the CBDC landscape, has already proven itself in regards to its utility by facilitating QR code-based digital transactions spanning where? Basically Southeast Asia, right? That region. Cambodia, Malaysia, Thailand, Vietnam. I mean, come on. That's Southeast Asia. Impressively, by the close of 2022, Bakong garnered a substantial user base of 8.5 million in orchestrated transactions, accounting to approximately 15 billion. Now, you may be thinking, Max, this is a freaking nothing burger. I'm unsubscribing from you. Jay is right. You wear that freaking beret. You are a freaking commie, and you gave me a nothing burger. No, I did not. We're getting into all the juicy stuff here in a bit, but you know how I do this. I give you an outline. I give you an outline for a reason. Oh, I just wish you do a 5-minute outline. You think I'm going to do a show for 5 minutes? Sorry to disappoint if that's the case. The company is currently diligently engaged in endeavors to extend similar cross-border payment capabilities to key economies like India, China, and Laos. Now, I want to state this. Remember budget? What is one of the countries that's part of the budget? India, right? Or so actually maybe it's Indonesia. But anyway, the point is there's a few basic countries, right? That are very appealing for all of this to come together. Now it states it harbors aspirations of eventually integrating what country? Japan into this expanding financial network. A little bit more about this. Sora Mitsu's initial course of action involves the establishment of a dedicated Japanese exchange catering to who or what? Stablecoins. Cryptocurrencies meticulously pegged, of course, to legal tender currencies. This innovative setup, like it says here, envisages, I can't even pronounce that right. Some words I do great in, this is where I get criticism. Max, you clearly didn't, major in certain, I read too much and sometimes it just doesn't come out right. But anyway, this scenario where a consumer, for instance, like in Thailand, seeks to consummate a QR code enabled purchase from a Japanese e-commerce platform. In this envisioned process, the payment is routed to the exchange as a dollar-denominated bakong and seamlessly transmuted into a yen-denominated stablecoin. Now, here's the thing. How many times do we reference the DD coin in regards to how big that will be with the pairing with Jasmy? But even bigger than that is what's happened here recently in Japan with the domestically backed stable coins, these pairings, if you will, and having Jasmy be part of the mix, because we would have not just DD, but DD paired with a yen denominated stable coin. So remember I mentioned earlier, I don't know if I was with you guys on Monday, but anyway, earlier this week, or maybe it was late last week, we were talking about the concepts of, for one, the utility in motion with the personal data locker. And then we use the example of getting on a bullet train, getting on a bus. You're also contributing to the local government, the local society, and so on. It's a win-win all the way. Now, check this out. A salient advantage of this framework lies in its cost effectiveness, particularly concerning transaction fees. Yes, transaction fees. Now, look at this. By circumventing the traditional interbank payment network, stablecoin transfers sidestep the intermediary bank charges, a facet that holds tremendous appeal. While the precise fee structure for the stablecoin exchange remains undetermined, it is poised to be in the range of several tens of yen per transaction, significantly lower than the conventional expense associated with cross-border transfers. Now, of course, they have this reference. I'm going to show you just a little bit more in regards to this. Reference this whole thing about the ledger system, immutable records, right? We understand that, a ledger system is like, you got to have transparency. But I want you to focus on this whole concept of Sora Mitsu. And in the past, some people say this is totally a nothing burger. When I look more into it, it is not a nothing burger. And I'll give you a clue right now, because this is something I kind of do, because I want to keep you, I don't know, engulfed in the knowledge and in what we bring to you. Just simply remember this. Sony executives. Oh, yeah. You see where I'm going with this. I hope you do. Maybe you already researched Sora Mitsu. Don't spoil it for others. Sora Mitsu has 4 strategic alliances with esteemed partners, most notably Japan's Mitsubishi UFJ Trust and Banking. Remember when we talked about MU, I think it's called MUFG, right? And we saw the ties of how big that is and so on, because it's basically a particular domestic bank in that region. And we knew that Jasmy got big alliances with that. I don't know if you guys remember me covering that a while back. That was a big, big deal. And if you didn't see that video, go back and watch it. But look what it also mentions. This is going to engineer the requisite exchange infrastructure. Notably, Japan's recent amendments to payment legislation. Remember we talked about all this many months ago? Japan's recent amendments to that payment legislation enacted in June have conferred the ability upon banks to issue those stablecoins. Now, we, of course, recently talked about that. But this legislative evolution has sparked the interest of local startup JPYC and regional banks with plans to underway that launch of yen-denominated stablecoins. And listen to this. If you're like, how long is that going to take? Can you get to some of the good parts? Some of which are slated for debut when? By 2024. Now, this is where I want you to pay close attention to this. Some people say this is some of the alpha. I don't know. I'm not trying to butter myself up. I'm not really. I have a very, I don't know, I'm not a guy with a big ego. I'm not that type of guy. But I do like to bring solid research to you guys, okay? You guys hold Jasmy for a reason. You need to get some good news. There's a lot of FUD going on. The market's tanking. Consider it a blessing in disguise. I'm just being honest. We already called this a while back, all right? We didn't base it on opinions or anything like that. We based it on showing you actual data. The data was rock solid. Look where we're at. That ain't true, right? So, again, like I said, slated for debut by 2024. Now, Jasmy, the topic of the Q4 lockup. Everybody's so bullish on that, are they not? I mean, if you're not bullish on that, I don't know what you're doing. But we also know that it's not going to be 100% lockup in regards to that, because that wouldn't make any sense. Hence my analogy numerous times. Why would you have a 4th of July spectacular where, Independence Day fireworks show and shoot off the grand finale at the beginning of the show? That doesn't make any sense. But what does make sense is the timeline of everything. So number one, Jasmy, the Q4 lockup, right? Should see a taste of that maybe by the end of this year. I mean, that's Q4, right? On top of that, April of next year, what's going to be a big thing? The BTC halving. And how about this? The yen-denominated stablecoins slated for debut in by 2024. It doesn't necessarily mean right at the beginning, but this timeline of this fourth cycle that we're looking forward to, I think, is going to be incredible, but especially for us as in Jasmy holders. It just makes sense. A little bit more in regards to this. Let's talk about this pursuit of constructing the cross-border payment ecosystem. Now, Sora Mitsu, and don't forget about them because this is crucial, and I'll show you why this is crucial here in a bit, has convened a specialized project team in collaboration with Tokyo-based digital services firm Vivid and the Tama University Center for Rule-Making Strategies. Rule-Making Strategies. You know where I'm going with this. If you've been following me long enough, you know darn well where I'm going with this, okay? This proactive alliance could lead to potential collaborations with major e-commerce giants. Collaborations. How many times has Max this last few days been talking about collaborations? Remember some of my other analogies? Talk about major Hollywood productions. It's not one actor making a movie. It's not one director making a movie, one executive producer making the movie. It's a collaboration of talents coming together. Yes. And we talk about the Internet of Things and so on. Talents from multiple sources. All right, look at this. The team envisions harnessing the potential of CBDCs and stablecoins to establish seamless connections between Japanese small and medium-sized enterprises. Small and medium-sized enterprises and individuals and businesses across Southeast Asia. Given the widespread smartphone penetration, and again, think about the whole concepts of how big that's going to be when it comes to the super wallet, right? You better darn well believe that people are going to be using that on their phone. That penetration in the region with limited access to conventional banking services. Remember we talked about even with Stellar, reaching those, the underserved or unserved communities? This venture holds the promise of what? Yes, you read it right. Democratizing financial interactions. What's the thing we talked about recently when it comes to Jasmy, their new utility layer? The democratization, not just of data, but what's the newest thing that we saw? Did you not watch the last deep dives that we have? Max, yeah, put out a deep dive in 5 days. Well, I got real busy. But here's the key thing. Their new utility layer or their new industry that they broke into. Remember what Howard was talking about? That everybody's so bullish on? Finance, but the democratization of the finance industry, right? Where is Max going with this? Yeah, I know. Sounds great, crazy, right? But check this out. Recent news, okay? And if anything, that's something I kind of like to do, right? So here it is from CoinGeek. How recent? Max was just going to bring me something for 2 years ago. I want to do a little bit of both. August 15th, 2023. Check it out for yourself. And please smash that like for crying out loud. We're not a sponsored channel. Smash the like. That's all we ask. I don't want to smash the like. I don't like your hat, Max. Okay, whatever. Japan's Sora Mitsu unveils cross-border payment platform powered by CBDC. Japan-based technology firm, remember we talked about Sora Mitsu, has announced plans to develop a cross-border payment platform leveraging stablecoins and central bank digital currencies. Sora Mitsu, like I mentioned before, remember Bakong? Maybe you don't like me saying it like that, but I just think it's fun. They're going to use Bakong as payment offering to operate as a CBDC and fiat-pegged stablecoins, according to Nikkei Asian Report. The project seeks to improve upon the state of cross-border transactions. We talked about that earlier, but specifically targeting countries like we mentioned Southeast Asia. But look, Japan, a little bit more about Japan. Sora Mitsu disclosed that it would create a Japanese digital asset exchange. Think about this. To handle the conversion of fiat currencies to stable coins. Is that not bullish in itself? Come on, guys. Look at this quote. If a consumer in Thailand wants to make a QR code based payment to buy something from a Japanese e-commerce site, it speaks for itself, guys. I'm just being honest. For example, the payment would be sent to an exchange as a dollar-denominated bakong and converted to a yen-denominated stablecoin. Utility in motion. You know, there's reasons why we point out and connect the dots on all of this stuff. A little bit more about this. The Japanese-based firm, as in Sora Mitsu, added that reduced transaction fees are another benefit of relying on what? Distributed ledgers. What's a common theme that we always cover here at CTN? Distributed ledger technologies. Yes. You know, talk your ear off about it, right? What's the use case behind it? Although Nikkei's Asian report did not mention the transaction fees in the offering, analysts predict that the charges will be will be less than 1/10 of the cost of traditional, and listen to this, cross-border transactions. Now, of course, we know that back in June, right, Japan lifted, of course, the ban on banks and other financial institutions from issuing stablecoins, allowing Sora Mitsu to partner with Mitsubishi UFJ Trust. We already showed you guys that connection with Jasmy. We're not going to harp on it tonight. Again, we have a research catalog for a reason. Check it out for yourself. In banking to provide the need for architecture of the offering. Sora Mitsu is also partnered with Japan-based technology company Vivid. We talked about that earlier. But if anything, I wanted to point out those key things. I think there's might be a couple. Yeah, that was about it. My bad. But that's big in itself. Now, I'm not going to just end there. I want to freaking give you something. I'm going to give you something that's just like something I do with quant, basically. Check this out. This is just like unbelievable. So, you know, like shout out to Quant Papa. Quant Papa, if he's watching, he's like, what do you mean shout out to me? This is a freaking Jasmy segment, man. Yeah, but still shout to Quant Papa. Want to know why shout to Quant Papa? Him and other great researchers, and even myself, I guess I'll give myself a little bit of a, dust my shoulder off on that one for a bit. Because we talked about the speculative things in regards to the Bank of International Settlements, especially when it comes to quant. All right, how about Bank of International Settlements when it comes to Japan and how big that's going to be? Are you ready for that? Are you serious? Are you serious, Max? Are you really going to go there? Are you going to be able to back that up? Yeah, I'm going to back that up. Check this out, man. This is unbelievable. So this is straight from the Bank of International Settlements on this part of this pamphlet, or where you want to call it, this booklet, pamphlet. I want to call it pamphlet. My thing is, a book is a book, and then there's pamphlets only have a few pages, right? So pamphlet. Seriously, guys, from the Bank of International Settlements, and it's titled Investigating the Impact of Global Stablecoins. Listen to this for a brief moment. Private sector entities that design, because remember we're talking about those private sector entities, were we not, just not that long ago, that design stablecoin arrangements are expected to address a wide, and maybe I just go ahead and shrink this down just a tad bit. Sorry about that. Address a wide array of legal, regulatory, and oversight challenges and risk. In particular, such arrangements will need to adhere to necessary standards. Remember on the other earlier part of this segment, we talked about those standards and requirements and comply with the relevant laws and regulations of various jurisdictions in which they will operate. They will also need to incorporate the sound governance and appropriate end-to-end risk management practices to address risk before they materialize. The G7, because we know that Japan is definitely a key factor of the G7, they believe that no global stablecoin project should begin operation until the legal, regulatory, and oversight challenges and risks outlined above are adequately addressed through appropriate designs and adhering to regulation that is clear and proportionate to the risk. What have we been reporting to you guys for, I don't know, 6 months or so? I don't know, give or take. Data free flow with trust. Tara Kono, right? Japan's digital, foreign digital minister, former freaking defense minister. And what has he been doing? Campaigning all over the place, educating the world basically on DFFT, that regulatory framework. Who is referencing that regulatory framework? The Bank of International Settlements, and where specifically? For Japan. Don't believe me? Check this out. The 2019 Japanese presidency of the G20 identified the importance of establishing, listen to this, global standards on how to define, protect, store, exchange, and trade data. References, of course, the G20. That's a citation. That I don't know if you guys went to college. That's just how they do that. Anyway, the International Conference of Data Protection and Privacy Commissioners provides a forum for discussions between national data protection authorities. Data privacy laws should aim to address critical technical issues such as the definition and treatment of de-identified data. Interesting. The scope of entities covered by the law, the method of consent, the right to data portability, and the right to correct inaccurate data cited back in 2019. Now, what about the whole thing of stablecoins, Max? You're referencing the Bank of International Settlements here. Yeah, I put myself in your guys' shoes. I got to back something up here. We talked about stablecoins. Check this out. Stablecoin users may not have clear information about how their personal data will be used by the participants in the ecosystem and how they will be shared between the participants or with third parties. The collection of different categories of data by the operators of stablecoins and the further processing, of users' personal data may give rise to additional privacy considerations. Finally, some data protection issues may also rise from the use of technologies that make the exercise of certain consumer rights, such as the right to consumer data or to seek recourse for unauthorized transactions, more difficult. For example, the use of distributed ledger technology should be compatible with legal principles such as the, quote, right to be forgotten where it exists. Goes on to, of course, more about this, and I'll give you just these two key highlights before we get into the next part. I like this. This is good because it talks about consumer investor protection. As with any nascent technology, additional work may be required to ensure that consumers and investors are informed of all material risks as well as their individual obligations. If a stable coin is considered to be a security or a financial instrument, market participants must adhere to relevant capital markets laws and frameworks. Hence why there was so much emphasis on the whole concept of DFFT. Now, why reference, of course, the Bank of International Settlements? Because they're the central bank of central banks. But if anything, what they have to state about Japan is extremely bullish. And there's a little bit more in regards to this. And if anything, I'm going to pull it up in here in just a second. Who's referenced here in Japan? Well, it's the Bank of Japan, right? Shinichi Yoshida back in 2019. Then on top of that, you got, for instance, the Ministry of Finance, Yoshiki Takeuchi, the Japanese Financial Services Agency. Now, I'm not done yet. I want to show you why I'm not done yet in regards to this. And this is, again, the juicy stuff, the real juicy stuff. Please smash that like if you haven't done so already. So on this, April 27th of 2021, and this is more of a blast to the past, but this is going to confirm some things for you. This is the research, the extended research for you. Quantum Leaps Corporation founder and former what? Former who? Sony chairman Ide Nobuyuki joins Sora Mitsu advisory board. Ooh, I see where Max is going with this. I hope to God you do, because one thing we do know when it comes to these former Sony executives, they consistently talk to each other and they're well connected to each other, right? But if anything, what about the whole thing with Jasmy? Yeah, you know totally where I'm going with this. So a while back, I did mention to you guys, I'm going to show you the thing from YouTube about how, Kunitake Ando and these guys, they get together and they have like this club where they talk about, some of their old stories of what they accomplished and so on. I don't have that for you yet, but I'm going to bring it to you. And it won't even make sense for this outline. If anything, I'll bring it to you maybe either tomorrow or next week. But the key thing is this, okay? The stories that they share, how connected they are. Hey, there's this guy. Hey, there's that guy. Let's get together on what? A collaboration. You better believe it. Now look at this. Ide Nobuyuki joined Sora Mitsu Advisory Board. Together, Sora Mitsu and Nobuyuki Ide will work to resolve social challenges worldwide using what? Blockchain tech developed in Japan. Now, like it states, Sora Mitsu, a developer of cutting-edge blockchain tech found in Japan, is honored to welcome Nobuyuki to the advisory board. Now, like it says, he was born in 1937. That means he's in his 80s because my dad is going to be 89 next month and he's born in 34. He graduated from Waseda University in 1960 and joined Sony. He helped develop it from a local electronics company into a global tech powerhouse. Goes on to mention that for the next 10 years after 1995, he led Sony's transformation in a series of top management roles. After retiring, he established Quantum Leaps Corporation in 2006. He served on the boards of Accenture. Everybody knows about Accenture by now. Hopefully you do. And Lenovo. He even became the chairman of what? NPO Asia Innovators Initiative. So again, guys, keep in mind the whole concept of all these innovators, the collaborations and so on, right? Pretty big deal. Look at this quote. I am a Sony alumnus. This part right here. And you better believe that now that I know this, I will pull up that thing from that YouTube club that Kunitake Ando is part of. And you better believe I am going to search to see if they did have an interview where they're invited to this club, because you want to know something that would completely solidify 110%. That would eliminate speculation. That'll be the thing. I'll be on my next, I don't know, research scavenger Easter egg hunt, if you will, but that will be some good stuff. And if I find it, I'll be so proud to report it. But that's not the point. The point is what we're sharing tonight. Look at this. Not only is he a Sony alumni, he had the good fortune to work with Mr. Ide there on many occasions. Sorry, that was Takamiya Makoto from Sora Mitsu Holdings. He says, while he was developing Ide, Japan's first e-money system, and that's my key thing. Look at this, guys. E-money system. Is that not juicy in itself? He talked through his business plan with Mr. Ide several times before winning Sony's approval for investment. Again, winning the approval of Sony. Talking about ideas and getting that approval. At Sora Mitsu, he thinks often back to the guidance he received from Mr. Ide. It inspired him to start a kind of business nobody has seen before. What is the key underlying factor that you should pay attention to here, especially if you're a Jasmy holder? What did the former Sony executives over at Jasmy also have that's in common? They did what? They were inspired to start a new kind of business. Data democratization. Nobody saw that before, right? But if anything, there's other concepts that are similar that we talked about, right? You know, remember that compare and contrast I did? You know, we talk about ocean protocol and so on. But, you know, he's saying combining Sora Mitsu's blockchain tech with Mr. Ide's global network, product design, and marketing expertise, and a wealth of experience in business operations will allow them to more effectively address social challenges and bring innovation to numerous industries. Again, what's another example of numerous industries through innovation and so on? Remember we talked about what's his name? Yosha. I can't. Sometimes I get the names messed up, but the guy from Dreamforce. I just want to call him Yoshi. Okay, you guys know what I'm talking about. But he left. He retired from Jasmy because he saw like that was a big opportunity for him, but he's still well connected to Jasmy, right? He could bring his own element. The key thing here is this: all these guys bringing something to the bigger, grander scale of things, right? The Society 5.0. All right, this bottom part right here. Sora Mitsu, we know it being a Japanese fintech company with expertise in creating blockchain-based infrastructure, payment systems, and identity solutions. Again, that's some of the key things. But here, again, where Max ties it in and connects the dots for you guys. I love this part because for some people saying, this is a nothing burger. I am still fudding this, Max. Your research stinks. Okay, whatever. But check this out for yourself. Sora Mitsu, were you aware, is the original developer and main contributor to what? Yeah, Hyperledger. Who's also on Hyperledger? Jasmy. What? Yeah. An open source permission blockchain platform aimed at helping business and financial institutions manage their digital assets and identities. Hyperledger Iroha is part of the Linux Foundation Hyperledger project. Well, do they have connections to Web3? I would hope they have connections to Web3. Sora Mitsu received a Web3 Foundation grant to develop Kagome, the C++ implementation of the Polkadot host. So for one, when we talked about layer 2 solution with centrality, what about a layer 0 solution through Sora Mitsu? Interesting, Max. I don't know how I'm going to flood that, bro. I'm going to have to go with Mr. Puppy Dog and just look at that chart where Jasmy's down 99%. Do what you got to do. But it mentions some of these other key things. Peer-to-peer, mobile client tailored. My God, mobile client tailored. The company also received grants from the Kusama Treasury to develop Fearless Wallet. And that's a mobile client tailor-made for peer-to-peer non-custodial transactions on the Kusama and Polkadot networks. Yeah, Polkadot, layer 0, with premium features and user experience. Remember how we talked about Filecoin? Yeah, I got to make it a little bit better. I'm not going to just end it on one particular thing. And I know this is quite the deep dive. But this is good stuff. I think if anything, you'll appreciate that I took a little bit more time instead of just focusing on the comments. And I always appreciate you guys' comments. Please don't think I don't. I love you guys being here. If it wasn't for you guys being here, I don't know. Sometimes it's just, I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain. The community that we have here is great. But here's the key thing. I do talk about Filecoin when I can. Okay. Sora Mitsu was contracted by who, guys? Who? Filecoin. Developer Protocol Labs to develop Fuhan, the C++ implementation of the Filecoin platform. Can we get another? What? Yeah. I know I'm doing a little John tonight, but it's warranted. Okay. How about this? As the cream of the crop, I rise to the top. I don't, something. Never mind. I'm not going to rhyme. But the company has developed Sora, a groundbreaking decentralized economic system using the Zor and Val tokens, aimed at changing the way goods and services are brought to market. You could download the app if you want on Google Play and even the, Apple iStore. Now, here's something that's really, really something else. Okay, look at this. This is from nippon.com before we round things off. This is good stuff. When you go here, you see this gentleman, and it states what Ide Nobuyuki did for Sony. For one, like it says, back in June 2nd on 2002, he passed away, which is sad, at the age of 84. I didn't know that. But during his tenure as president, he oversaw the launch of the VIO laptop computer. Oh my God, you still are connecting the dots. Yeah, you better believe I am. GF Burke, if you're here tonight, shout out to you. I know you don't like me talking about the VIO laptop, but it's worth pointing out. Also, how about the AIBO robot, IBO? Doubling the company's sales. His masterful insight at the helm allowed him to foresee the advent of the internet before most others. But during his tenure, Japan's electronics industry experienced, of course, wild fluctuations and fortune. Gave you some of that background that we already did on the other page. I feel like I'm about to sneeze. Sorry about that. I like this part. He introduced the phrase regeneration and digital dream kits to replace the catchphrase, it's a Sony, right? You got to be innovative. There's other things that's obviously mentioned here. Let's see here. Ide wrote his petition submitted to then President Oga Norio, advocating the need to adapt the internet after having been stunned by U.S. Vice President Al Gore's 1993 statement advocating an information superhighway at the time. Back in the days of what, guys? Web 1. At the time, Sony was still focused on manufacturing thanks to its major successes with the Walkman and the video camera. Very, very true. How many times have we, reference that? All right, how about this about Sony Vaio? It goes on to mention Ide's warnings that the internet will have a major impact on Sony and that they are largely ignored within the company. I messed up on that part. Apologize. But yeah, hold on a second. Wait here. I mixed that up. I apologize. This part right here. It goes on to mention on his fourth attempt, he launched this GI project shortly before Sony introduced its Vaio computer. The G stood for Intel CEO Andy Grove, and the I stood for Ide himself. I wasn't aware of that. I always wonder what some of those things, basically mentioned. I had no clue on that one. That's something else. How about this? Ide came up with the notion that Sony had to be involved in both personal computers. Think about this, guys. Come on, man. I mean, am I too far off with some of this? I don't think I am. Sony had to be involved with both personal computers and the internet around that time. Who is involved in personal computers? The research, does it not speak for itself? Jasmy personal, blockchain, secure blockchain PCs. You don't think these guys are talking to each other? I'm just pointing out. Somebody go, oh yeah, I don't see it officially mentioned. Okay, there might be NDAs. What's a perfect example of NDAs and how they had to keep it hush hush? Quant, Bank of International Settlements, right? I couldn't even. You guys remember? I couldn't even release my video for crying out. I was the first to come out with that video. I was so proud about that. I had to freaking take it down. I was so disappointed. And then there's other guys that still left theirs up, but they weren't contacted, obviously, through other avenues like I was to take my video down. Some of you guys say, well, that's pretty cool, Max, that you had, okay. Still, I'm a content creator, and I wanted to be the first to have it up. That's not the point. The point is this, connecting the dots, right? Is it not? Here's a perfect example of that. Personal computers. Sony had to be involved with them. I'll show you again. You just connect to our channel tonight. The notion that Sony had to be involved in both personal computers. And this guy, how he's well connected. My God. Unbelievable. There's a whole outline here, of course. You could nerd it out more. I'm not going to bore you with the rest of it. Maybe you're like, well, bore me with the rest. This is not boring. But the key thing is understanding all these things. Actually, on this last one, before I kick it to the very finalized one, and the last one has a video to go with it. It's really, really cool. I want to share this, and that basically is in a statement about PlayStation. Because remember, we did that deep dive about, the guy that partnered up with Jasmy, who invented the PlayStation logo. So it goes, or I should say, it states, not goes. In a statement about PlayStation, currently Sony's leading product, a Sony veteran who knows both men said, Ide was apathetic about it. Kutaragi, I can't pronounce that, Ken, who directed this development, had a hard time as a result. Ide was worshipped as a charismatic corporate leader, but he was also described as a U.S. business magazine, or in that magazine, as, quote, the world's worst manager. I mean, that sounds bad, but states the Sony veteran defended him, however, stating that Ide wasn't responsible for everything. Subsequent company presidents and directors who didn't understand his intentions also bear a large portion of the responsibility. Now, here's another thing I want to mention. What do we see when it comes to harsh criticism of Jasmy? Not enough marketing, especially here in the United States. What was described here? Based off of U.S.'s point of view. So that's been always consistent. Hara gets a lot of criticism, does he not? You got to keep in mind, and what's his intentions, right? His intentions are good intentions, but he also does what? He bears a large portion of that responsibility because he's looked at it being, the Japanese ambassador, not the ambassador, but the face of Jasmy representing Japan, right? So Ide had a love-hate relationship with the praise and criticism offered by others, but his name will live on as a corporate manager active during the time when the Japanese electronics industry reached its pinnacle. Again, even though he passed away, it's still, these guys are connected. There's other players here that we mentioned earlier, right? Not just Ide, but some of these other ones, right? That's one of the key things. And of course, this tie to what we mentioned earlier in regards to Sora Mitsu. All right. In closing with this, I do share from the Japanese government some of these trailers. Okay. And maybe you guys like it, maybe you don't. That's not the point. But it's innovation, right? Japan, the democratization of IoT communication. This is interesting. This is 3.5 minutes, but think about what they're trying to accomplish in Japan and apply that to what Jasmy is looking to also accomplish when it comes to data democratization and just that Internet of Things communication. Smash that like. Here we go.
When companies have tried to utilize IoT in products and business, the huge initial investment has been a barrier for them. A Japanese venture that has overturned that orthodoxy is now attracting considerable attention.
We developed an IoT system that is affordable even for small teams or startups with limited financial power. That's why we redesigned mobile data communication technology for IoT.
The main driver behind the high cost was the need to create a dedicated core system from scratch. This venture replaces the physical telecom core with cloud-based software, so data can travel from SIMs to the cloud where it is managed and controlled. This makes it possible to manage data flow in the cloud. Even when data is sent from a large number of devices, it is sent simultaneously. This system drastically reduced connection costs.
I call it the democratization of IoT. In Japan, a wide range of startups and companies are beginning to use IoT to revolutionize society.
Even elevators that were not on the network can be connected using this new IoT technology. Operations have become much more efficient.
Relying on IoT where we needed it gave us more time to tend to the pigs. Our work became much more efficient. Through this, I want to improve the image of the livestock industry.
We were able to use the smallest amount of data necessary, which reduced power consumption to 1/10 of what it was. We hope our products can serve not only for personal use, but also as a part of urban infrastructure.
Before, only big companies had the resources to spur innovation. But we want people who want to change the future with passion. Individuals, startups, and ventures to innovate too.
All right. In closing, the whole point is this, right? IoT, communications, democratization of data, democratization of finance. Each individual company that contributes to just that, this concept of society 5.0 and how much that's going to be worth. While a lot of us here in the United States may never actually see the light of day of these concepts that exist over in the Far East, don't dismiss the difference in regards to the cultures. Just because it works somewhere else doesn't mean that it's not worth anything at all, right? Especially over here in the United States, you may not see it. And so because you can't see it and feel it, you feel as though that doesn't have value. Has a tremendous amount of value, especially for citizens, again, in a night and day difference or part of, the world and so on. That concludes today's or tonight, for depending on where you're at, Jasmy coverage. Was glad to bring it to you guys. It's been a little while since we did a deep dive for some of that Jasmy. But for me personally, on everything that we outlined, Q4 lockup, what's happening with these Japanese yen denominated stable coins in 2024, the BTC halving, recognizing the big, massive pullback in the market, BTC losing, some of this crucial support at 28.5. Now we're in the 26s and so on. I'm looking at all, for me personally, as a blessing in disguise. People may think I'm crazy, but I think, if anything, the concept of a crypto shopping spree, a lot of us are going to take advantage of it. I know I'm going to take advantage of it, but it's not financial advice. You got to do what's best for you, but know what you have, know why you hold it. And if anything, like I've always said 10,000 times at this point, the research trumps the FUD 110%, especially when it comes to Jasmy and the Internet of Things. Glad to bring it to you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let's kick it back to the comments. All right, so we have quite a few comments, obviously, and rightfully so. I'm going to turn on some banners because we don't have any more videos we're going to show you. But I like that video. We have featured it as an intro before on a former Jasmy video. So for some of you guys that follow us quite often, you know exactly where I was going with that. So hopefully you enjoyed it. All right. A says Jasmy might as well. All right. And if anything, guys, let's welcome A. Okay. If you haven't done so already. All right. So let's go further down to the comments. I am way behind, obviously. And after meme season, according to A, he's going balls deep into Tron. All right. You got to do what you got to do. All right, so Jose, if anything, maybe I had to catch up on my research for Tron. I used to be, hey man, Tron, come on, man, BTT, Wink. Some people just call it Win. I call it Wink because it literally says Wink. All right, Jay's back. He says Jose signing some new tune that went viral. Michael Montclair added more XRP and Jasmy to his bags. That's cool. He took advantage of those drops. Come on, man. XRP at 50 cents. Who's complaining, right? I think the only people who are complaining is the ones that didn't buy it at 32 cents, right? So one of my bags I got in at 32 cents. I was more than pleased about that, but it's not the point. It's the power of the DCA, and you recognize that. So here's a dab, Michael. Boom. All right. Summerflood says, don't go balls deep. You might find a red candle. Oh my God. I just said it out loud, didn't I? Summerflood's like, yeah, that's right, Max. Said it out loud. Yeah, that's right. It's all right, my friend. As long as you guys are all having a good time. That's so horrible. All right. Caroline was, oh my God. Why did I read that? I don't know. Pogo sticks. You guys are hilarious. Anyway. All right. Hush it. Hush it. XRP SEC manipulating the whole market. Notice Coinbase wasn't allowing buys today, specifically. We approaching BTC halving, and all of a sudden big money wants to get. Yes, absolutely. I don't have it ready, but there was an interview about this guy talking about how, what is the classic way of like doing a shakeout, creating a whole bunch of fear for people sell these things at distressed prices for him and his Wall Street buddies to come in, sweep in, and buy it all up. You think that doesn't happen? It happens all the time. It's called a rinse and repeat. All right, T. Wilderman, welcome back. Welcome back. And let's see here. Tim Shea says osmosis was actually up a little bit. Oh, you got into osmosis, huh? All right, Magic Power. You think I was only going to read one comment from you, my friend? Which was going to be, hello, guten Tag, Liechtenstein. No, I'm not going to do that. All right. Magic Power says, however, no, I'm kidding. He doesn't say that. BTC will fall even lower by the end of the year. You're really going with that? 15K BTC is possible. Okay. 18K very likely. Today's crash was just the beginning. Ooh. So you think there's going to be more doom and gloom? Okay. Cuckoo is the Guinness Book of World Records for the most zeros. Really? It will moon. Huh. Interesting. All right. I'm gonna go further down. I want to welcome back Corey Bebe. Shout out to Corey Bebe. Do I like Chainlink? I don't. Here's the thing, right? If I had to pick Quant or Chainlink, you know where I'm going. I'm definitely gonna pick Quant. I don't have Chainlink yet, but I do recognize the opportunity with Chainlink. It has solid use case. I mean, come on. I'm also looking at it from the perspective of price, right? It's an absolute buy right now. So, Max is gonna finally cover Chainlink every day. No, I'm not. I'm just saying. There's other crypto. I mean, I have like 50 cryptos in my portfolio. Am I gonna cover all 50? I mean, like, there's no way we could do that. I cover the ones I feel as though stand out the most, though. All right, Juan Pena, welcome. He says the TIFF was just a comment that was posted somewhere, not a big deal for LCX and Quant. That's good. I'm glad you're keeping us updated about that. I mean, I haven't had a chance to read the full thing, but I saw the little back and forth. But that's good because, I mean, a lot of us still believe in, obviously, LCX and Quant. I mean, you kidding me? Yep, that's a good point, especially Quant. I mean, come on, guys, $97 and some change. How many times do we keep saying Quant goes below $100? I'm buying more Quant. Well, as the saying goes, put up or shut up, right? No disrespect to people. All right, Magic Power. Rumor has it that Elon Musk SpaceX has sold 373 million. Oh yeah, I did read that earlier. It has been confirmed. That's correct. Mohib Limited. Hi Max, I have a question, please. I already talked about that earlier. My bad. Hydra has a super high AP or APY. That's typo, but it's super risky. True, but it has that consistent highest APY. That's what I was just trying to point out. And at these prices, I mean, like, I'm not saying it's never financial advice, guys, right? Ever. But I will point out certain ones in which this is like, well, even with the higher risk at these prices, is it as risky as other time? For other people that came into, Hydra at like $1.49 or more. You get where I'm going with that. I mean, I just look at the price, the current market cap, where we could be going in the fourth boom cycle. Utility run has never happened yet, but there's also ones in which they may not like necessarily part of that massive utility run, but are definitely going to be part of that fourth boom cycle. Am I not going to be taking a tremendous amount of profits from my Filecoin or some of these other ones? You better believe I'm going to take some profits. Are the ones I'm going to stay married to? For me personally, I'm not telling you guys to do that. Please don't interpret it that way. Yeah, I'm definitely going to, take profits, but I'm going to be married to, might probably be married to my Quant, probably be married to my XRP, my Stellar. You get where I'm going. I did say that earlier. I mentioned that earlier. All right. GG, Hydra has had high. All right, I read that too. What am I doing? I'm highlighting the wrong things. All right. Dwight Lontress, welcome back. Really glad seeing you, man. Thank you for, you must enjoy the content. All right, let's see here. AZ Marine Sniper, crypto's on sale, boys. Did we not? Yep. Did we not mention that this stuff would happen? You know what I mean? Yeah. We definitely mentioned it, Anyway. I'm not the type of guy to, come on camera and say, I'm always right or anything like that. It's not about that. But if anything, it's just recognizing like, hey, man, the data shows this. The indicators show that. Guess what, guys? When we get later into August, and let's face it, we're now at the start of the second half of August, we're going to see the market tank. There's going to be a big pullback. Boom, big pullback. So I don't know. Hopefully you guys do enjoy it when I bring you guys those, the beginning of the week update for the previous week and show you, hey, look at the chart. This is what it says. I mean, I'm not super technical analysis, but I go to the guys who are experts in the, the TNA, if you will. And my thing is this is the difference between being a YouTuber that does TNA and being a former data analytics specialist for the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Philadelphia 76ers, and who was also consistently one of the top stock pickers, if you will, for was the S&P 500 and some other stocks in the past. Yeah, those guys, they know their stuff for a reason. All right. I'll read this. Brian Riley says he asked the Jasmy community about Menelek. No one had an answer. Well, I'm glad you reached out, man, because I'm worried about him. It'd be like if you disappeared. It'd be like if Boomer F and Sora disappeared. Menelek is part of our community, and say what you want. It's just like, I don't know. I mean, maybe he just got burned out, or you never know, or something happened. But I just hope that God, he's okay. He's safe. He's healthy. Blessings to Menelek. Thank you for checking up about that. I appreciate that. All right. Blackwood is giving everybody an explosive fist. My God. All right. Well, boom. Tough acting to acting. No, I'm kidding. All right. We're also going to welcome, we really welcome AZ Marine Sniper. Welcome again. Let's also welcome Mr. OG Crypto. You know what I'm going to say? Mr. Gangster. Tell me about the days of way back. Hey, everybody, just biking. Oh, that's cool. Cool. There he is. There's Mr. Brian Dowie. Glad to have you here, Mr. Brian Dowie. Welcome to the other pairing of the Step Brothers, of Tim Shea and Brian Dowie. And again, they'll never tell us. It's just a secret for whatever reason. We never know who is who when it comes to those Step Bros. Is Brian Dowie, John C. Riley? Is Tim Shea the Will Ferrell? We'll never know. Maybe they're a combination of both. Okay. Holy ish, Jasmy. Yeah, you guys like some of that news? Maybe I'm finally catching up to some of you guys like the coverage or something. I don't know. Stacking time. Yeah, it says algo looking juicy. It does, right? I mean, I already took advantage of it last time around. I tripled my position. Do I add more to my algo? I don't know. I'm comfortable with my bag of algo, All right. Here's a guy we haven't seen in a long time, Mr. Ricky. Looks like the Marcus-ish was better than mine today. Oh, God. That's an interesting avatar. Was that like a baby version of Smeagol? Huh. Well, welcome, Mr. Blue, the artist formerly known as Blue Whale Ricky, a.k.a. Ricky. All right. Max has been at. Oh, yeah, you like that? Yeah. All right. Corey B. Bay, don't forget about BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF next year. Well, that's true. I don't think we forgot. Maybe we just kind of briefly, just like, it was like, oh, yeah, Edward Vincent, sounds like you were actually using a genuine accent when you say "Bakong." I don't hate it. Well, okay, fair enough. I mean, I do impersonations, but I don't know if you're around for last night. Brian Dowie, we had a, Pink Taco Inu pre-sale. I don't know if you guys saw that. Anyway, it was something else. It was really something else. And apparently, Brian Dowie's one of the devs. Remember that, Brian? Anyway, of course I remember. I'm a dev. No, I'm kidding. All right. Magic Power with around 4K in algo, and you were a millionaire when algo reaches. Or why are we saying reach around? Reaches. You said it. Now there's going to be a bunch of comments from Boomer F and Sooner and all these other guys about a reach around. But anyway, reaches around $20. I don't want to say that anymore. All right. B Ricky plus Elon sold like 400 million Bitcoin. We haven't got that verified yet. That's the rumor, but I don't know. Maybe you know something we don't know. All right, moving along. All right, so Blackwood. Some people miss my nightly fisting. God. My God. I'm glad you guys have fun in the comments, though. All right. Elon goes to Japan and sells all Bitcoin. Man, you want to talk about some bullish news? And here's the thing, right? This is, want to know something? I want to tell you guys something, all right? Not everybody's going to do this, all right? This is to be honest. I think you will do this because you're cool like that, right? Not saying that you guys aren't cool. But there's some people that's like, are you down like James Brown out of town on Greyhound? Hear me on this. If I mention something, hey guys, we should tag the living hell out of Elon Musk because he's in Japan. Anything Jasmy related, right? Some of you guys will do that. Some of you guys just be like, I ain't doing that. I'm just here to watch a show. I'm not going to do that. But the point is, if we had, talk about the Jasmy Navy or Jasmy Army, in your case, definitely Navy. Shout out to also Darius Magruder, right? Learn and Evolve. I think there's a few of us who will do that. But the key thing is, if we could literally have everybody committed to tagging the living crap out of him, you're trying to tell me that at some point he wouldn't see that? That would be big. But maybe he, come on, Max, this is Elon Musk for crying out loud. You better believe he already knows about Jasmy. I think it's possible. Why is it possible? Because this is not just some other project like a meme token where there's just a bunch of devs that, are like former longshoremen or whatever, and they're just trying to get a pre-sale for a garbage token that's supposed to promote, social media and basically robbed everybody for their ease, right? It's not a project like that at all. If anything, former Sony executive. So he's also still is a CEO of a few different companies, Tesla, SpaceX, obviously Twitter, now known as X. You get where I'm going with this. So it's like, birds of the feather, no pun intended with the whole Twitter thing, but birds of the feather flock together. So former Sony executives, like maybe that in itself is their plug, their connect. I don't know. It's a stretch. I get that. But is this a stretch with what Boomer is saying? Is that too much of a stress, or is that a stretch, or is that a possibility? Anything's a possibility. You know what I mean? But if Elon Musk understands Ripple, which he does, and some of these other ones, especially BTC, you think that he probably would know about some of these other ones. Constantly seeing a tag of Bitcoin in Japan. What the hell is the Bitcoin in Japan? If I'm the richest man in the world, maybe I want to find out about that. Who knows? I mean, just because we think, man, that's such a stretch. He just happens to be in Japan. You never know, guys. You just never know. I'm just throwing that out there. I'm glad that you recognize that, Boomer. So, boom, here's a fist, as Blackwood would basically mention. All right. It's kind of interesting seeing Brittany on her side like that. You know what I mean? But it's a good picture, Brittany. All right. The Ghost, welcome back, Mr. John Francis. Mr. John Francis, Mr. Gangsta. He's not Mr. Gangsta. That's Mr. OG Crypto. Sorry. Wow, the forces are really trying to shake and bake this week. Yes. LOL.
Screw you, hot dog head. Gizzard. I will never say. You guys, I'm going home. Now, please, want to pet my kid? And kiss booth. Dogecoin to the moon. I'm going to be rich.
All right. Let's go further down into more comments. Magic Power says in his Japanese voice, "The Ghost, you understand this game. Hello, you will bring great honor to my rice crop consortium." Yes, you didn't say that about the rice crop consortium, but it's getting at that part of the show where I just got to state certain things. Anyway, like I said, this show is not going to be 2.5, 3 hours like it was the other night. We're going to be wrapping things up here in a little bit. Going to recognize a few more. I think I missed a super chat. I did not. I missed a super chat from Henry Brown. Oh, shame on me. Oh, my God. I'm fired. Max is fired. I'll read this real quick, and then I'll get to the super chat. I'm so sorry. Hey, what's your thoughts on Evergrande filing BK today? Sure, that created a ton of selling. Huge torn. I don't have any thoughts on that right now today. I'm sorry. But that is interesting. All right. I got to move down. Corey, you got a good comment about MoneyGram. All you guys got good comments. I guess I'll read these too because I'm really close to yours, Henry Brown. I'm so sorry, Henry Brown. Well, if you're so sorry, you would skip right to my freaking thing right now. I think you understand. All right, Corey, be real quick. Stellar's investment in MoneyGram is interesting. It's also great to see Stellar has a seat on MoneyGram's board as well. That's true. And we did cover a little bit about that the other day. You guys will see a chopped up version of what we covered last night for Stellar and Hedera. Two good segments, not necessarily so time sensitive. The Ghost, don't expect generational wealth with these investments in crypto. However, perhaps enough wealth to level the surface a bit. Down the road, I still believe it's generational wealth, my friend. I would not mess around with this if I didn't believe that. But I mean, teach us something. We all have different opinions. You have 115,000 worth of XLM. Nice. All right. You will. You know what? Okay, this is where we agree to disagree, man. You will, depending on how long you hold that. Patience is the game. The key to the game plan. But you gotta do what you gotta do. I don't disrespect you. You gotta do what you gotta do. All right. Support to Mighty Max from Henry Brown. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat. I really do appreciate that. Thank you. All right. Let me double check the other screen. Did I miss anything? Max should drop his XRP QR code. Oh boy. I know what you mean. I'm not trying to I don't know. I'm trying to wait for the dust to settle, Mike Cornwell. You're ruining the whole plan. I'm kidding. All right. Magic Power, real estate bubble that burst in China, but don't think that this is much impact on the global economy. Today's crash was pure manipulation. Yes. All right. Yeah, I mean, that's true. Nothing's guaranteed. I mean, but I don't know, man. I mean, I will say it once, I'll say it again, especially when it comes to quant. If BTC was able to do what it did, right, which basically was, like $5 in 2010. Actually, I think the lowest we ever saw was $1. But like, was it this guy from Investor Place, Charlie Shrem, part of the Bitcoin Foundation? He was invested into BTC since $5, right? Made an absolute fortune, became a multimillionaire by the time he was in his late 20s, right? He's now part of the Bitcoin Foundation. Obviously, runs the Investor Place with Luke Lango. But the point is, this guy was like one of the first, if not the first publicly, he showed the first public miner, right? A graphics card back in, I don't know, was it 2015 or something like that, or maybe 2013? I can't remember. But how many people said that, Bitcoin would never, never go to 10K or never go to 20K, to 69K. So it does have some use case, not a lot. Quant has hundreds of use cases, 100 plus blockchains to be interoperable. So I understand nothing's guaranteed in life, but I'm just saying, I mean, if Bitcoin was able to do that, then, why not quant with a less, way fewer supply and more, use cases and layers of utility compared to anything out there? That's just my opinion, but teach us on. All right. I'm way still far behind the comments. 735 is 810. I'm catching up though. You think you have about 615,000, Jasmy? Huh. Used to have 900,000. Huh. All right. Let me see what else we got here. Hush it. Let's read one of his comments. Unless you really have to, but it's best to DCA into what you already have instead of buying new coins. Don't spread yourself too. That's a good point. That is a good point. All right. Yeah, that's good advice. I agree. Bobby, dude, you're awesome. Well, thanks. You're awesome just for saying that. Anyway, maybe I'm catching up to some of the Jasmy responses of the day. I don't know. Looking forward to that barbecue when Jasmy hits $1. Nice. I'm looking forward to some brisket or some, ribeye or, how about this? You know what? Forget that. Forget all that. You know what I have not experienced yet? A piece of ass. No, I'm kidding. Don't say that. No. That's some of you guys are going to say that. You guys are bad about that. I would hope so by now. My God, 42 years old. Pardon the expression. I apologize. All right. If anything, that was a good laugh, right? Anyway, what I have not experienced is Wagyu. All right. I love ribeye. Ribeye is my favorite that I've experienced. All right. My second favorite is a T-bone steak. If you're really into your steaks, you know that, one side of your T-bone, you have your New York strip. The other side of it, you have that filet mignon, right? I mean, I'm not going to complain about T-bone either. you know, and there's of course Prime, there's was it Choice, and then there's Select, right? And so on our grades. But my thing is, everything I've seen about Wagyu, yeah, it's real expensive. So how about this? If we're really gonna, you know, talk about the key thing of in the future, these barbecues and that generational wealth, if we're insanely rich like that, can we have some Wagyu? Are you guys looking forward to some Wagyu? Let's have some Wagyu, man. Shout out to freaking Mike Cornwell, Elon Muff. I know he's going to be bringing the shrimp. Looking forward to all that. Look, this, you know, it's not dreaming. It's reality. It's not if, it's when, man. I'm telling you flat out. It's when. All right. You know, and I even had a little taste of it. I didn't become rich, but you know what? My 10K investment became 120K, you know, and last I checked, that's not too bad. You know, that's not too bad. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't even be here with you guys talking about any of this stuff. But the point is, like, entry points and then having that taste, being bit by the crypto bug. You guys, like I mentioned before, there's some of you guys never experienced bull run. I got to experience one. I mean, we're really looking forward to experiencing the next one, you know, especially the utility run. But I'm telling you guys, I mean, once you get bit by that crypto bug, maybe you're already bit by it because you come here all the time. But oh my God, you know, once you see your game, once you see your portfolio, like I don't even know if he's here tonight. I don't think he is, but I want to give a shout out to Badir, aka Crypto Winner. Really like that guy. And I remember back in the days when we used to go on Discord, not on our Discord, but on Edward Vincent's Discord. We used to, you know, talk about certain things and share our portfolios and stuff like that. And, you know, you guys were talking, especially him, he was talking about like, he was like, man, it'd be so nice to just wake up one day and see your portfolio and just boom. And I said, you know what, my friend, check this out. And I was like, watch this. And I showed him that date, right? Back in late 2021. He was like, oh my God, you woke up to that? And I was like, yeah, but here's the proof. You know what I mean? Look at this. Look how it rose, my friend. That's going to happen to you guys too. But you got to know that you got to finish the race. You quit the race, you know, like me and my diet, right? And you guys have been on diets before. It's like, I want a six pack or something like that, or I want to just lose weight, or I want to be healthy, or whatever the case be, right? Maybe it's just for health reasons. You know, we end up quitting the diet or whatever, right? For, I don't know, for whatever reason. We let our emotions because it gets too hard. This thing is hard. Don't get me wrong. Everything to a degree is hard. But if we complete this race together, right? Don't let our emotions get in the way, or, you know, this guy said this on YouTube, or this guy said this on Twitter, or this guy said this on Reddit, or whatever the case be. I listen to Dan Pena, or I listen to Madman, you know who he is, right? Or I listen to this guy, I listen to that guy, I listen to this reporter, I listen to this person say that, you know, it's really going to crash all to zero. Who will sweep in and take advantage of those crashes every single time? Not even just, you know, just to do it, but they have buy orders literally set in place as we speak. And it's not just here in the United States. How do you guys see the whole thing about, like, you know, South Korea? How there's like I wish I had the video. There's like a panel of people sitting in, like, they look like they're like mad scientists or something. They're like literally sitting in this panel, and they're all together, and they have all these buy orders set up, and they're just waiting to sweep in and just buy it all up. Like, yeah, that will always exist. And they're going to take advantage of all that stuff. They will take advantage of the fear that everybody, you know, participated in. You know, when they see that meter on CMC, and I'll show you guys this one more time. Let me show you this real quick. You've probably seen it. I mean, I hope to God you've seen it by now. Let's go to the top of this real quick. For some reason, I can't see the tab. Or I don't know. There we go. Sorry about that. I'll just go this way. Yeah, it even dropped while we're on the show. 1.06 trillion. I think we're at 1.07 earlier. The fear index, fear and greed index, is now, you know, yellow and orange. Once it gets to that red zone, that's extreme fear. Right? We went from neutral to 37 on you know, on the fear, if you will. Well, don't you think that, you know, Wall Street and some of those other guys, You know, they're taking advantage of all that stuff, man. They got buy orders like you have no idea. Like we talk about whale activity. You don't think that these guys, they don't even have to like do their own research, really. They're just aping into some of the stuff on their buy orders. This happens all day long, you know, all day, every day. You know, they will take advantage of, I should say us, but you know, the masses who give into the fear and quit the race. Just don't quit the race. But if anything, recognize what's going on in the market, find out what's on sale for you. You know, we talk about under 10 cents for algo, that's a buy. You know, ICP is a buy, Filecoin is a buy, Cosmos is a buy. What were the other ones we mentioned earlier, right? There's a lot of buys. All right. Max, make a nice chef hat. Oh my god, that'd be crazy. I don't even know if I could do a chef voice. All right, let me come back and read a few more comments. I'm sorry. I want to read a few more comments. Let's see here. We got a blanket party. Boomer, you're an old salt like myself. Did you ever hear the term blanket party? We should blanket party Gensler. Oh my god. Yep, only was part of one blanket party in a school. Huh. Rick Cogswell, welcome back, man. He usually has one comment, but glad to have you, Rick. Welcome back, Rick. Boom. All right. You got added to your XRP. Excellent. That's good stuff. Let's welcome also Jack Thompson. He says shalom, everybody. Or shalom. I gotta look up how to pronounce that right. Hold on. Shalom. Let's read it the right way. How do I pronounce this the correct way? Let's do pronunciation. I should know this. You know what I mean? Okay, my bad. Shalom. Hold on, let's see it. Let's hear it. Shalom. I'll remember that. Shalom. Okay. And let's jump back. Basically, it's Hebrew as well, obviously. It means peace, harmony, wholesome completeness, prosperity, welfare, and tranquility. Well, right back at you, my brother. You know? Shalom to you as well. All right. Okay, so Jack Thompson, thank you for being here, man. I believe you are down in Tucson, if I'm not mistaken. Shout out to Tucson. Yeah, but if anything, I don't know. I don't want to rock the boat. You know where I'm going with that. So, vote for Max to drop his XRP QR code. Yes. Okay. Master Max, Mad Maximus, just go ahead and give a bow. Oh, I guess you like the Jasmy coverage. Huh. How is it? Oh, because the other night, yeah, Mr. Dildo Shaggins. Shout out to Dildo Shaggins over in, where's he in? Scotland? Anyway. All right. He knows about it simply because of IoT. All eventually will eventually. Did I say eventually twice? All. You did say eventually twice. All eventually will eventually be connected in some way via IoT Bluetooth. Yeah. Max, are you going to talk about quant staking on HBAR? No, but I'll do it for you, my friend. Let's talk about this. This is from CTN Sideline Reporter, unofficially for the night. Mr. Who? Mr. OG Crypto. Mr. Gangsta. He going to tell us about the days of way back. Why do you always say that, Max? I don't know, because your name is OG Crypto. We will share this. Yes. Okay, let's share this. Let me pull it up on a new tab. You know what? Crypto Twitter fixed itself. Finally. There was an update, apparently. Why do I have to accept these terms? This is so ridiculous. Okay, whatever. All right. Yeah, let's bring this to you from OG Crypto. Mr. Gangsta. All right, here's a report, and we'll show it to you here in a second. This is some extended coverage, I guess, because we were going to wrap the show here soon. But anyway, that's fine. You guys a lot of you guys know about Saucer. I know about Saucer Swap. I was not aware that you can take advantage of an offering. Of course, I knew from OG Crypto. So let me restate this. I, of course, know about Saucer Swap, right? Like it says, pioneering the DEX on Hedera. There's Swap. There's there's liquidity. You provide liquidity. There's farming. So what OG Crypto wants us to know about, and let me see. Okay, you guys can see my face real quick. What he wants you guys to know is, yes, they are offering HBAR and QNT liquidity pairing. Okay, and basically speaking, it's in 20.06% APR, and on the APY it's 23.75%. Let me go ahead and share the tab. Hold on. Oh man. This is from Saucer Swap. And here is a little bit more of the information. Even on just, some of these other ones, right? HBAR with HBAR X, some of the other ones. But let's see about the one for Quant. What will you be seeing on the screen? There it is. QNT and HBAR. Okay, so it dropped a little bit, but it's okay. APR 20.21%, APY 19.95%. I wonder if we could filter this real quick. Hold on a second. You can't do it that way. Well, that's all right. You have other ones. I mean, you could do like, I don't know, man. You could do wrapped Ethereum with HBAR. You could do Chainlink with HBAR. Oh, that one's, wow. Look at that one, guys. You guys got some Chainlink. You can pair that up with HBAR, and that has 31.74% APY, 28.9% APR. That's pretty significant. Interesting. We got some LCX and H. Oh my God, look at that, guys. I might take advantage of that one. I'll be honest. I think I might take advantage. Sorry, OG Crypto. Anyway, I might take advantage of this one. LCX with HBAR, 46.81%. Interesting. APY 54.62%. My God. What else we got up in here? I mean, there's other ones. I'm just looking at the ones that really stand out, obviously. That's interesting. HBAR with, Circle. Hey, you know what? That's not bad. Look at that, guys. HBAR with Circle, 61.76%. APR will be 57.15%. I mean, of course, you got to find out how long exactly you have to, do you have to do a full year? Is there a penalty at 6 months? Is a penalty at, can you even pull it out early? If so, what is the penalty? Is there a penalty? Will it let you? I don't know. Well, do more of your own research. But thank you to Mr. OG Crypto. You can find out more information about this by going to saucerswap.finance /farm. I'll drop in the comments. Here you go. There you go. And thank you again to Mr. OG Crypto, Mr. Gangster. All right. Jack Thompson, do you think NOV ETF will try BTC up to 150,000 plus? Balls cried the queen if she had a king. The November ETF. I need to look more into that before I just actually say, oh, yeah, that's what I think. I mean, a lot of us are bullish on all the concepts of ETFs. Don't get me wrong on that. Combination of ETFs, combination of BTC halvings, all these things are big things to at least get to 100,000 BTC. Don't get me wrong, but to answer your specific question, I got to look more into that. All right. Yeah, it's through Sauce. Okay. All right. Curable Optimist. Also, the EV will be taking off the next year's, not only because of production, also because of DIY kits that are exploding. All right. You're old, but you're not wise. Anyway. The devil gets his wisdom from his age, not his name. That's a good point. We're in charge, Max. Truck on. Thank you. All right. Patrick Hollier says pink taco Vaseline Caroline on a pogo stick Inu. My God. You know, welcome to me pink taco Vaseline Caroline on a pogo stick Inu pre-sale with Crypto Talk Now developer Mr. Brian Dowie. Gonna make you a bean burrito with sour cream and put it all over your face. All right, I had to say it at least once. Anyway, no, I will hold XLM long, Max. I just hope I am wrong. Oh, I get what you're saying. You're holding it long, but you don't believe that it will necessarily go to the prices that a lot of us as content creators preach, right? Like the 1,000 plus, dollar stellars and so on. Okay, I get what you're saying. All right, I'll sure take generational wealth. Well, yeah, of course. We have the meats, Max. Oh my God, yeah. Just lawyers, guns, and money. Okay, hold on a second. Let's read a few more. All right, OG Crypto states he's getting back into some serious, no more joking around. You listen. Oh, well, it's all right, man. I mean, tonight's show was just that one main segment. But I'm going a little more further because of the comments, which is fine. But anyway, don't ever apologize for craving ass, Max. I know, it's just kind of funny. Anyway, yeah, we all have our cravings, do we not? Anyway, yeah. All right, Jack Thompson steak. Dragons love black and blue beef. Yeah, I'm not gonna complain about getting ribeye. You know what I mean? Like, I want to try some Wagyu, man. It just looks amazing. And another thing I recently learned, were you guys aware of this? Just real quick. Were you aware that Wagyu is actually a national treasure of Japan? Literally, it's a national treasure. I was just like, wow. Some people maybe understand the concept of national treasures, right? So, bottom line is this, right? It's just basically, if you don't know national treasure, it's not saying you don't, but for some of maybe the younger guys who don't know the terminology, basically speaking, when it comes to national treasures, it means it's exclusive to Japan. So it's like, we can't just be like, oh yeah, well, we'll just, get some of the same stuff and do it here. Now we have cases, I guess, from what I read, they're trying to do some kind of, I don't know, DNA experiment or I don't know, some kind of weird to make our own, not Wagyu, but like a knockoff. I'm cool with that. You know what I mean? Because that stuff is expensive, man. I mean, how much is Wagyu? Like $200 a pound or something? Or more? $400 a pound? I don't know. But yeah, if we're going to have generational wealth, we can have some Wagyu. Why not? Because I said yeah, I know. Some people are shocked when I talk like that. They're like, oh my God, my Max talks like. No, not necessarily. It's just, I'm also, you claim to be a Christian. How could you talk like that? I'm a sinner. I didn't say I'm perfect. You know what I mean? Anyway, you said you would pray for me. Well, I pray for people. I'm also a sinner. I'm not perfect. Jeez. All right, River. Moose. Oh, about the Maxi Moose. And on today's show, kids, if you remember Rocky and Bullwinkle, you remember what Bullwinkle sounds like. Shut the hell up, you freaking... Shut the hell up, Bullwinkle. You don't want to talk. Shut the hell up, you stupid squirrel. For you guys that are like old school, you remember who that is. For you newcomers, you're just like, why does this guy sound so weird? Who is that? All right. Just Forfeit. Welcome. He just got ICPS. Yeah, exactly. It's an absolute steal right now. I don't know. Let's pull it up for a second. ICP. No, not Insane Clown Posse. 344 for ICP is an absolute steal. I 100%. It is an absolute steal at those prices. I totally agree. My Jasmine bag is already full. I just got my milli in coins long term. Okay. Well, welcome. All right. Good night. Preparing for 410 to Yuma. The 410 to, the 310 to Yuma, the 410 to Yuma. Is that the sequel to the 310? I still state this. The 310 to Yuma remake with Russell Crowe and what's his name? You know, the guy that played Christian Bale. The remake I actually like better than the original. And don't get me wrong, okay? Don't get me wrong at all. I did like Glenn Ford. I love Glenn Ford, right? But I just think that remake, that was the exception. That remake was better than original. I mean, sometimes some remakes are better than originals. 9 times out of 10, they're not. All right, Just Forfeit. Do you think ICP will be a top 10 coin in the next full-on bull run? I think it's definitely a possibility. But here's the thing, all right? Why would I state that it's not guaranteed? Do you know how many other I'm sure you know this. I'm just saying, this is just me, like, you know, just talking the way I talk. How many different ones are going to be coming for the top 10? Look at that current top 10. So XRP is still going to be in the top 10. It was in the top 10 before the 2/3 victory over the SEC. You know, we saw it go up to like what, number 4. So that's obviously going to still be in the top 10. I think Stellar eventually gets to the top 10. So BTC and Ethereum are still going to be in the top 10. I mean, let's look at it real quick. That's a great question. Let's pull this up just for a brief moment. I'll pull up this CMC. I just want people to be realistic about stuff. All right. This is not me flooding ICP, of course. I like ICP. But all right. So here's the current rankings, as you guys know. All right. So you have BTC, which I think obviously is going to be dethroned at some point. You know, some people say it was never dethroned. That's not true. XRP was at the number 1 spot a while back, briefly. So anyway, BTC, okay, will always probably be in the top 10. That's an obvious given. Ethereum, let's face it. I mean, you know, it's slow, but it's probably still going to be there. All right. The high volume ones, right? Tether, okay, so that's 3rd. BNB, that's going to drop a little bit, but I mean, I still think it's going to be top 10. Circle, I don't know, maybe because of volume. All right, so then that leaves XRP and part of that mix. So BNB might shift itself down to number 10. I know it's just people are like, dude, you're nuts. I'm unsubscribing. You're full of crap, Max. Hear me out, okay? So XRP, look where Cardano is currently at. All right, so there's going to be ones fighting for that top 10 spot. Are they not? They absolutely are going to be. So ICP, when we go down this list, there it is, rank 32. It's going to be hard for it to get in the top 10, but I think, you know, come on, man, maybe top 15, easily top 20. I'm just saying there's a lot of other ones. Like, you know, my thing is, how about HBAR? You know, am I going to say that HBAR is not going to be possibly in the top 10? Even the Cosmos could, you never know. I mean, I don't know about maybe. I mean, they're going to do some big things, but I mean, how about this? Like, what about the ones for the top 15? And then there's Stellar right here, right? I kind of went past that. Some people will say Chainlink. I don't know. I don't know about that. You know, maybe in the top 15. I don't know. But my point is, this top 10, you know, there's going to be a lot of big, you know what I mean? Like, there's some big players like Tron. Come on, give me a break. Am I going to believe that Tron is going to be in the top 10 at the height of the next bull market? I mean, they could probably be in the top 30 and still be worth a lot of money, you know? I don't know. Maybe some people think, you know, feel as though that this is FUD. This is not necessarily me. I don't think it's FUD. It's just I'm looking at, like, there's so much. Excuse me, I got a cough. There's too many big players here. You know, there just is. You know, I mean, I'll just do it real quick. Let's just do it real quick. So XRP stays in the top 10. That's 1. All right. Bitcoin, Ethereum probably is going to stay at top 10. So that's 3 out of top 10. We got 7 left. All right. Polygon probably will be in the top 10. So, all right, 6 left. I don't see Chainlink. I mean, nothing against Chainlink. All right, so 6 left. Stellar, okay. 5 left. Hedera, 4 left. I mean, it's just my own predictions, all right? We can agree or disagree. Just revisit ICP, I'm just saying. So we say 4 left. Filecoin's already way up there, but does it get to the top 10? I don't think so. I mean, you're flooding your own Filecoin. No, it's just, Just saying. I think Kronos doesn't go to top 10, but I think Kronos could possibly go to the top 20, like maybe 18 or something. So anyway, what do we say? We got 4 left. Quant, obviously, come on. Are you kidding me? My prediction is Quant will eventually be number 1. All right. If you only knew some of this stuff, privately speaking, if you only knew. Maybe you think I'm full of crap on that, but if you saw some of the things that Quant Papa shared with me, oh my God. Like you would you'd be like, to hell with everything. I'm just not financial advice. All right. And I want to just say that. Some people are like, well, then back it up. I can't do that. You know what I mean? But my God. Join like their Telegram. There's some other things that they have. I'm not big on Telegram, but oh my God. Quant is literally the one. All right. I just want to throw that out there. All right. So Quant, yeah, number 1. So 3 left, right? I think we got 3 left. Who's going to be part of that? Going further down. Possibly BSV. I'm just saying. I mean, some people are like, no, that's fake, but I don't think so. All right. Let's see what else. And of course, we got to keep in mind the other ones. IOTA. I mean, that's a possibility. I don't know. I mean, maybe more like top 12, top 15. Casper's top 12, top 15. I don't know, top 20. So we got some wiggle room here, right? So who will be the last 2 that are part of that mix? And we're talking about what's on like a buy. I mean, Pancake Swap is absolutely a buy. So these other ones, even though Flare Network, I don't ever see it going to like top 10, but I mean, like I need to pick up some Flare at some point. I think this is a buy, but I mean, like I mentioned, guys, who was in the comments that said, don't spread yourself too thin, focus on like what you have and stack it. That's a good point. Like even I myself are kind of a little bit guilty of maybe on some things spreading myself too thin. I have more than enough on certain ones. Technically, I have more than enough right now to be completely just be like, okay, I'm good. I can walk away from it. But yeah, I do recognize what's on sale and so on. I'm going to hop to this next page just real quick before we wrap things up. This would be the top 200. Bone back, was it a year ago? At the 30 cent, 28 cents, 29 cent, 30 cent range. That was an absolute buy. That was the bottom. Silica at a little over a penny. I still think that they could do some stuff. They've had a lot of sideways consolidation, okay, for a long, long time. I'm just going to throw that out there. A-Star. I mean, if I'm in the Jasmy, why am I not in the A-Star? That bothers me, right? I'm just being honest. Like, I think A-Star, they obviously have that Sony. Sony's got some legitimate stuff going on with A-Star, all right? So, again, this is where some of the A-Star community people are like, yeah, man, it's not Jasmy, it's A-Star. Well, I think it's both. It's both. So, A-Star is on my list. Helium, I should have bought it at $1.14. I mean, more. All right, I DCA'd into Helium numerous times. I guess you could say I'm kind of rounding off some of this stuff real quick, because I did the other thing at the beginning. Raven Coin, some of the ones you can mine. I mean, I think Raven Coin still has big opportunity at the height of, the next bull market, but there's probably some better opportunities. I'm trying to FUD people's Raven Coin. All right, what else we got up in here? You're in finance. I mean, it's tempting, but it's too big of an investment. You know what I mean? What else? Audius, I loaded up at 15 cents on my last bag, right? Glad I did that. What else? We got Jasmy. Obviously, even at these price levels, come on, that's a buy. Actually, you want to know, that's a real buy. I think when Elon Musk, aka Mike Cornwell, I think he told me he's like 0.0032. So this is really close to the last time that I reached my goals over $1 million. That's not too far from it. Maybe you guys wait a little bit. I don't know. You gotta do what you gotta do. I'm staying away from Terra 2.0. I don't know. Not my thing. If I'm gonna get, I already have more than enough Luna Classic, but I mean, some people state that that's gonna do something. Is it Terra 2.0 really gonna do something? Am I gonna throw money at that when there's other better opportunities? You got where I'm going with this. Now, the solar, a few months back, I don't know if you guys saw this. This really, really took off. You know, I don't know. To be honest, I don't know the use case. I did do my research on that one. Glimmer, Moonbeam, I still think that's solid. And look at the price on it. That's an absolute buy. You want to talk about buy? That's a buy. What else we got up in here? This company, IoTex, not a lot of talk about it, but if you ever listen to some of their AMAs, very, very impressive. All right, hold on a second. Let's go further down. Digibyte, even on the short term, that's not bad at that those prices, 0.006. Yeah, not bad at all. All right, just get into a few more. Oh my God, Tim Share, you still here? Flux at 32 cents is an absolute steal. Okay, so we have a few that are steal tonight. So this is a steal. ICP is a steal. What was the other one? Oh God, what was it? Filecoin's a steal. Yeah. There's some other ones that were steals, but yeah, come on, guys. Flux at 32 cents. You know, we talk about like data and stuff like that. We talk about Filecoin and whatnot. You know, Flux, just to show you guys real quick. Let me pull this up. You know, this is something we normally do every now and then when we talk about Flux. Flux comparison, Amazon. Let me see. Flux crypto. I'll just have it Flux crypto. Yeah, here we go. Check this out. This is like one of the top selling points of Flux. This makes me want to get a bag of Flux. Hold on a second. Share this tab instead. All right, check this out, guys. All right. Again, shout out to Tim Shave who introduced this to us a while back. Cloud pricing comparison. Need another reason to move your apps to our Web3 cloud? Just think about this. In addition to decentralization, no downtime or censorship, it's a much lower price. At the end of the day, as the saying goes, price always sells. I mean, you know, and they try to tag, you know, Elon Musk, but look at this. This was all the way back on November 4, 2022. And if anything, I'll make it even bigger for you guys. Watch this. Oh, okay, that's too big. Yeah, but you can see it. Look at that. Amazon Web Services. You also get the 4 virtual CPUs, right, for the virtual machine. 16 gigs of RAM, 160 gigabyte SSD, 3x servers. Cost is roughly $233 a month through Amazon Web Services. Google Cloud, same specs as Amazon Web Services, but costs more, $299. And then look at Flux. My God. It has the same specs as all these other ones, $5.20. And what do? You spend 7.2 Flux. So that's utility in motion because their token is used for what? The service. That is utility in motion. What will Flux do at the height of a bull market? I'm just saying that just, again, another example. I mean, I know that we're supposed to like, and you guys are right. There's certain exceptions, and I'm not trying to squash anything you guys are saying because, I mean, you know, it's worth pointing out. But this is a steal, and I mean, price sells. And again, word of mouth gets around. How, you know, what will this be worth? Well, let's jump back to the other page about this real quick. So let's share this tab. I don't have any Flux, by the way, but I mean, I'm just saying, you know, this like, okay, maybe I should finally get some Flux. So if you're wondering about Flux, currently speaking, circulating supply, 316 million, roughly, give or take. You got about 72%. So, I mean, you're getting towards the point where it's not fully diluted, but I mean, over 72%. I mean, you know, 70%. That's not bad. Total supply matches the max supply, 440 million of these Flux. So for one, it's not like one of those projects where like a meme token where you have trillions of these tokens, right? I'm just giving you kind of like what's on the surface. That, you know, anybody else would probably do the same thing, right? I mean, you can look more into Flux if you choose to do so. And I think at one point we even did an intro video. All right, real quick. Okay, so what about the performance? This is a good question. What was the all-time highs, Max? Close to, like 36.5 cents. When was that? December 9th, 2021. What's key about that? What's key about that is, for instance, I'm sorry, I read that wrong. All-time highs, $4.17. I'm so sorry. $4.17. All right. I was reading the 24-hour high, man. Sometimes I get tired and just read all darn video long. I don't know how much you guys read, but I read like an insane amount of stuff. And sometimes it gets to the point, it just ends up being words on the screen. You know what I mean? Kind of loses meaning. But anyway, my point is $4.17, all-time high, December 9th, 2021. Now on 11/11/2021, okay, you saw, or we all saw, maybe you're new, Bitcoin, Ethereum, all-time highs. BTC, 69K. Ethereum, I don't know. It wasn't 5K, but it was up there, like 4,700. I can't remember the exact amount. So this proves itself, does it not? We know that we're going to go to the next, the fourth boom cycle, okay? We understand that a lot of projects will have new all-time highs. Even if this didn't, which I don't see this not happening, right? Let's say Flux only got to half of its all-time highs. Which just put it into a $2 range. Look where we're at 32 cents roughly now, and look where we could be going. Now look at the all-time low. November 16. I know you guys can't. I don't know if you can see it, but it's basically in the lower left-hand area. Can you guys see it? You probably can't see it, but anyway, it's I'll come out of the frame for a second. This is some bonus stuff for you guys, okay? Because in a crash, you recognize the prices. You take advantage of it, right? As anything, do more in your own research. But look at this. All-time lows 3 years ago, November 16, 2020. Look at the price on that, 0.01698. So slightly under 2 cents, obviously over a penny and a half. Can you imagine whoever took advantage of that? That was a plus 1,780% gain if you compared it to what should I call it? Hold on a second. Yeah, you compared it to the all-time high, right? Now it's down 92% from its all-time high. So, well, God, guess what? Jasmy fudders ought to take a look at this one. Flux scam. I saw chart. Flux scam. Why is it scam? Because I said so. Scam. I mean, come on. You know what I mean? Like, we just apply that rule to anything. Flux is obviously not a scam. You know what I mean? Like, they provide a legitimate service, So I'm looking at, like, a lot of these things. It's just, even if you didn't do, like, a proper deep dive into all this, even on the surface, that's opportunity. So, I mean, for one, I do see this going back to all-time, at least a lot of things like this, like Flux and some other ones, you will see not just all-time highs, but you'll see new all-time highs, And here's another thing. I bring you that premium service Investor Place once a week on the reviews. There was a video, and maybe I can chop that up and share it with you guys. I don't know. Hopefully I don't get in trouble for that. But I'm gonna try to dig it up. What the heck? What thing I do? If anything, I'm giving free publicity, right? I'm gonna do it. Like Bill O'Reilly back then. F it, we'll do it live. Freaking thing sucks, right? So F it, we'll do it live. I'm going to try to find that because Charlie Shrem specifically talks about many projects starting in late 2023, going into this next cycle that we're getting into, where you get like new all-time high. I forget what you call it. You have a certain term for it. Like, you will see it happening again. This is one I see happening again. There's other ones I see happening again. There's some, of course, it's like, okay, even at quarter all-time highs, there's still opportunity. But, I can't believe I spend this much time on Flux. But, I mean, I guess Tim Shale probably likes this. I mean, if he's here. But the point is this, right? This is opportunity. There's a lot of opportunities, all right? So this is a steal, in my opinion. I might go ahead and get some of this, to be honest. But, so, I mean, obviously, if we could have took advantage of that, at a penny and a half, I mean, who wouldn't do that? But even at these prices, if you're wondering, like, okay, Max, can you expand the chart a little bit more? Can you show me about, like, for instance, the last month? Yeah, I could do that. So, for instance, here's Flux at the height of last month, 44 cents. We're now at 32. How about on the year? Yeah, look at this. On the last year, we are at bottom. There, boom, boom. There you go. We are at bottom. This is for the last year. Boom, we're at bottom. So you guys are always interested in buying at bottom. Boom. Shout out to Elon Muff, aka Mike Cornwell. Max, I want to buy something at bottom. Well, will it tank more from here? Because I know that some of you guys do leverage, and you got to really predict bottom. So is this bottom, or is it more of a bottom from here? Well, that part you're going to have to do more of your own research if you're the guy doing leverage or shorting. But I'm looking for the point. I'm a buy and hold type of guy. You guys should know that by now. I'm a buy and hold type of guy. All right, because that's worked for me. Okay. So if you're wondering, like, okay, Max, is Flux near bottom? Yeah, boom, there you go. This is the current bottom. Now, could it bottom even more? Again, that's something you got to look more into. There might be guys who cover Flux, who do the TNA, who could answer that. I can't give you the TNA. What I give you, though, is a weekly analysis from, like, experts, if you will, that literally work for the Dodgers and Philadelphia 76ers and what they could bring. And the guy went to freaking Caltech. That's impressive, right? Because they base on actual data from, like, what our economy is doing based off of inflation, all sorts of reports. You guys know I don't do the whole, like, oh, hey, check out this Fibonacci retracement line, blah, blah, blah. I don't, that stuff I don't do. But I will point out some of this basic stuff like that. So to me, this is opportunity. There's lots of other opportunity. I kind of went extended. I didn't mean to go, make this show, like, longer, but maybe you guys appreciate some of this stuff. I don't know. I do have a big watch list. I mean, there's over, 400 cryptos on this, and there's some ones that I've followed very closely for a while. Even though I'm not into Flux yet, I know about Flux. I've researched it. Look more into Flux if you choose to do so. We'll go more into just, I will just go ahead and do this. Just see a few more, because some of you guys, you feel as though you want some good news. Like, how do I take advantage of, some ones that I weren't aware of that are good opportunities? That's obviously one good opportunity. A long time ago said I was going to do a deep dive about reserve rights, and I didn't do that, but that's a decent project. This one is probably a good price right now, but I don't want to get more into that. I just want to see what's on the third page, just out of curiosity. Hold on a second. So if you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm going to the top, 100, 200, 300. I'm not reading a bunch of these, 1 through 100 and just telling you nothing about it. Anyway, Caspa, look at Caspa, right? You guys, I'm pretty sure like a 25% of our, you regular attendees and, community members are into Caspa. You guys feel Hex is done? I don't know. All right, let's go further down. BTT, I would not recommend getting into BT. Oh, that's the old one anyway. Here's something that's, like not too popular to mention, right? Distressed assets, risky, but when to buy bottom. Why would I state that? Because on some of them, you could buy the bottom. They're still being traded. You know what I mean? And they bounce around. I mean, you could say VGX, I think that's a little bit more riskier now because, I'll have to check the price on VGX, but there's some distressed assets that still have value because they're very cheap and they're very volatile, right? Where you can see crazy price swings. And again, research more yourself. A0 tokenizer always talks about A0. I gotta find out about. I'm gonna find out more about right now. This has been bugging me for a while. Let's finally find out about A0. All right. Shout out to tokenizer. I'll find out about this freaking A0 right now. Circulating supply 266 million. Total supply 336 million. No max supply. Okay, interesting. All right. All-time high $3.09 per A0. All-time low about 60 cents, which was about June 18th of last year. Okay, only a 42% increase though. So what was even though different projects have different utilities and so on, what one was the better opportunity compared? If we had some people are saying, Max, you can't do this. You can't compare Alpha Zero to Flux, and I would agree with you. But looking at from opportunity, I think the other one's obviously a better opportunity. But does this mean that this one's great long term? Well, let's find out. So nice thing about going to CMC, you can get things as far as research just right off the surface. So there's a lot of exchanges on KuCoin. Unfortunately, we can't use that anymore, but there's MEXC. There's Ishmart, Alpha Zero. Okay, this is on the surface about Alpha Zero without even going to the site. So let's take a look at this, because this is had been bugging me real quick. They're proof of stake. They're a public blockchain. Instant finality. Ooh, okay. Enterprise ready. High performance network is built on novel. Okay. Directed acrylic or acrylic graphs are DAG based consensus protocol. Was presented at ACM conference. Hold on a second. Categorizes. All right, hold on. Today, L0 raised 15 million for continued development, integrating with the substrate stack. All right, what's the things that really stand out about this? Hold on a second. Went live. So I don't really see a lot about that. So of course, I had to do more of my own research. All right, hold on a second. So of course, on this one, I would have to literally go to their site and try to find out more about it. But I don't know. I kind of want to know more about it, believe it or not. All right, what about on Twitter? What does it say on Twitter, real quick? So on Twitter, they got 158,000 followers. It's a public blockchain with private smart contracts based on ZK, Snarks, and MPC powered by A0. Aleph Zero is fast, as you're building a layer 1 that finalizes transactions faster than it took you to read the sentence above. But how fast? All right, hold on a second. I want to jump back for a second. All right, I'm going to go to the website then. We should have done that to begin with, you noob. All right, no, okay. So here's the Alpha Aleph Zero, site. It takes a while to load up this site. Weird. Maybe got a new URL. Maybe I lost internet connection with you guys. Am I still here with you guys? Maybe I lost my internet connection. I don't know. Let me see if I did. No, I'm still with you guys. So it's just the A0 site. I don't know. That's kind of weird. I'll have to do more of my own research, just like anything. But, that was bugging me because you always mention A0. Maybe you guys are in the A0. All right. We'll just do a few more. You keep saying we'll do a few more. This is going to be too long of a show. I hate you, Max. I'm unsubscribing. Whatever. All right. I'm going to share this. Remember we talked about ordinals in the past? Shout out to Cool Cat Crypto. That's a buy. $3.98 per ordi. That's an absolute buy. And it has a very limited supply. Circulating supply is only 21 million. Let's pull this up for a second. All right. Let's see what's going on with this. So you got total supply 21 million, max supply 21 million. There's scarcity right there. Only has a market cap of... God, very, very, like, this is confirmed market cap. Only has a market cap of slightly under 84 million. So there's scarcity to begin with. This is a BRC20 token. I know they got, I guess it's, like a big deal when it comes to NFTs. Here's a little bit of what it's about. Look at this. The total amount of Bitcoins, as you guys know, is 21 million. And it says it can be subdivided into 100 million Satoshis. And there are 2,100 trillion Satoshi in total. We must first understand the inscription, which is created by writing content to Satoshi using the ordinals protocol. The inscription does not need to use a separate token, sidechain, or change Bitcoin. What the ordinals protocol does, is it writes information to each Satoshi, such as the text, picture, audio, video. Due to the size limits of the Bitcoin block, the main information is for inscribed, that is like, to mint, is mainly text and pictures in the form of NFT and token. Obviously, there's a lot more to it than just this. But all-time highs, and look at this, was $29.16, May 8th, 2023, a few months ago. Okay. All-time lows was not that long ago. Literally today. My God, that's weird. Right. So, okay, this, we talk about another one. Right. I mean, the name of the show is called Dyor with Max, right? So here's another one. Here's another example of what? The bottom, the current bottom. So we showed you earlier, the current bottom for Flux. Here's the current bottom for ordinals, right? So is there opportunity with ordinals? Obviously, there's a tremendous amount of opportunity with ordinals. It's at bottom and there's scarcity. So, you could take all the more deep dives you want into. I'm just saying, I look at a lot of these things as just opportunities. I understand I need to stack more. There's some that probably am a little bit thin on, but there's other ones I'm not, right? I do want to concentrate on just, stacking more and not only just reaching goals, but just like, here's my gravy train. But there's always ones that there's still some great opportunity. If we're in the phase of, how should I say this? The crypto shopping spree. This is clearance cryptos, right? You go to you're going to the mall back in the day, and you go to your favorite, retail store or something like that. Did I just walk into the merry-go-round or the Zoomies or the DJs or I don't know, whatever place you guys shop back in the day, right? And your favorite outfit that was in fashion I don't know, a year ago is now clearanced. You get what I'm saying? I think you do. Anyway. Or you're gonna, some people will be like, well, no, this is just a rug now. Again, do your own research. But the key thing is understanding the percentages, the all-time lows, the all-time highs, the circulating supply. Just on the surface, circulating supply on this and max. Come on, that's scarcity right there. If I'm gonna talk about, BSV and how scarce that is, right? Or I'm gonna talk about, quant, again, scarcity, right? What kind of value is there in that? How much is it gonna be worth? Where can you get this? Crypto.com. You get it where else? If you're overseas, you can still get on KuCoin. So there's a decent amount of exchanges. Anyway, check out ordinals. What else should we check out real quick? Max is making this WrestleMania. I don't know. I said I wouldn't do that. I always say I won't do it, and I'm doing it. Why do I do that? I don't know. Maybe because I like you guys. Obviously, I love you guys. Okay, I mean that. Boom. All right. Let me see how I'm doing time because I go pick up this kid from his job. Ah, shoot, man. I gotta get going here soon. All right. Let's just do. Yeah, I'll just do a couple more because I gotta leave here soon anyway. Let's see what else. What other opportunities are there out there? I don't normally do these types of shows, but I think I got 2 or 3 of you guys in the past saying that you would like it if I did something like this. So boom, here you go, right? Okay, a little bit more into this, right? Believe it or not, Trader Joe, that's opportunity right there. Okay, do you even know about Trader Joe? Yeah, there's this old lady who has boobs that sag all the way down to her ankles, who buys a lot of apple cider vinegar. She was saying that I'm a nice young man, and she doesn't call me Boomer F and Sooner because she says F is a bad word. No, I'm not talking about that Trader Joe's. Okay, I'm talking about this crypto Trader Joe's. So with this particular one, check this out. All right. So here's the thing. This one, and I've been aware of this one ever since I first got into crypto. They have a total supply of 464 million Joes. And they got 500 million on the max supply. Fully diluted market cap is confirmed at 119 million. Current market cap is 80,843,000. Okay, so basically, is there opportunity here? Well, 69.29% again is in circulation. I'm gonna lean towards, okay, that's not bad. It's not like a case like with Jasmy when it first released, where you only had like 1.5 million tokens. And you're gonna see oh my god, the period of it being diluted, and so it's not fully diluted, but we're up to 67.29%. Now, when we get more into this, it states in regards to Trader Joe's, and I'll explain to you what Trader Joe's is doing. I'm just not just gonna throw something, at you. I remember a few of these key things. Okay, so all-time highs. Pay attention to this because again, we're going to get into that fourth boom cycle. We're going to see new all-time highs. All right, here's another perfect example of, a freaking Jasmy fudder basically saying, Jasmy scam. All right, so Joe scam. How's it scam? Look there, scam. 95% down, scam. Okay, do you even know what the hell Joe is? Nope. I read chart, scam. All right, whatever. So all-time highs. Look at this. This is right around the time BTC and Ethereum were on all-time highs, right? 69K BTC. Here's another example. November 21st, 2021, $5.02. All-time lows, roughly a little over 13 cents. Okay, when was that? January 1st, 2023, 8 months ago. All right, so that would have been the time to get into it. Are we too far away from those particular prices? No, we're not. Still great opportunity. So the chart reads it's down 95%. Is this a perfect example of a great risk to reward ratio? Like, some people say, well, this looks like a rug, blah, blah, blah. There's a lot of risk. Everything has a risk. All right, so what is this? What is Joe, you may be wondering, right? So, I remember in the past, BitBoy Crypto actually covered Joe. And just to give you a heads up real quick, they're on Binance. They have their own, platform, right? That's literally built off of Avalanche called Trader Joe. They're also on Pangolin and a whole bunch of other ones, right? But what I'm going to show you is their actual site. Hold on a second. So for one, there's Twitter. I'll share that for a second. It's DeFi, like I said, for the average Joe, right? They have liquidity books, zero slippage trades built on Avalanche. Now, Avalanche did really, really well late 2021, okay? And some of you guys may, I don't know, maybe just dismiss Avalanche. Like, Avalanche, I've seen people say, Avalanche is done. There's still opportunity there, all right? So, again, Avalanche, their own blockchain, there's projects built upon their blockchain. Here's a perfect example, Trader Joe. Now, in regards to Joe, 328,000 followers. When you go over to their site, which is TraderJoe.xyz.com, let me share this tab. Like I said, one-stop decentralized trading, trade, pool, and so on. So what's the bottom line here? Bottom line is this. Swaps are worth a lot, okay? They always have been when it comes to the height of the bull market. What's a perfect example? Pancake swap. All right. You may not like the idea of a pancake swap, but like pancake swap is great opportunity. People are going to use Binance whether we like it or not. Binance is platform, like BNB, pancake swap, and so on. Significantly cheaper than going with traditional ETH and so on. And you have Binance, the smart chain, BNB bridge, all that stuff. Right. There's a lot of different cryptos listed on there. People will trade like crazy at the height of, especially the last bull run and so on. Pancake swap. I mean, did you not see like how much that was worth? Now, I'm not doing pancake swap, but my point is this. This is Avalanche's what? Trader Joe, right? This is their swap platform, if you will. And there's a lot more to it than just this. So on this, I mean, place for staking, place for NFTs, all this stuff, right? The key thing is, at the height, again, at the next bull market, these will do well. There's just a lot more volume that's going to come in. So for some people, they're going to say, well, I will just, if that's the case, Max, what I'll do is I will say to hell with, Trader Joe, and I'll just go with, pancake swap. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Or to heck with this, Max, I'll just, Uniswap's a better opportunity. Okay, fine. I mean, you guys always ask me, Max, if you can only pick, Stellar or XDC or HBAR, which one are you going with this? And then I'll say like, yeah, I'm going with Stellar, right? This is a different situation. Which swap are you going to go with? Are you going to go with XDC with XSwap or GBEX? I should say GBEX, but I mean, as far as swaps, going to go with, XSwap with XDC. You're going to go with BNB's, pancake swap. Are you going to do Uniswap from a lot of Ethereum based ones, ERC20 contracts and so on? The key thing is each one is going to have a tremendous amount of value, right? Which one will you see new all-time highs like will be 2024, 2025? Again, that's part of your own research, but there's opportunity there. For me, when I look at this particular one with sorry, what is it? The heck it is? Trader Joe. I'm just simply looking at it from the perspective of the the price and the market cap. 24 cents versus like Pancake Swap at $1. What did we say? $1.25. So obviously you can accumulate way more Trader Joe. You get what I'm saying? So let me jump back to this for a second. Yeah, $5.02. And then basically you could buy this at 24 cents a Joe. So is that opportunity? I would say, yeah, that's definitely opportunity there. All right, a tad bit more. And after this might be it. Yeah, I think it will be it because I got to leave to go pick up this dude. All right, so showed you guys Trader Joe. Obviously, that's the premier swap of Avalanche. You might not be a fan of Avalanche. It doesn't matter. The key thing is just recognizing the opportunities. I see Doge and Mars in there. I'm not gonna get into that one right now. But there's of course Energy Web Tug. We might do that some other day. I'm just looking at the ones that are like dirt cheap and worth pointing out. All right, let me jump to the next page. We're gonna go to the top 400. Is there opportunity in the top 400? I think the answer is definitely yes. Okay. So there's Wink. I have a bunch of Wink, and I don't want to talk about Wink, unfortunately. I know that OG Crypto might want me to talk about XCAD. We have talked about XCAD. We've done a deep dive into XCAD and so on. We could tokenize CTN. But what I want to show you, maybe on this particular one, other than Morpheus Network, which is still also a good opportunity. I could have sworn there was one that was really stood out here. Hold on a second. Maybe I'm on the wrong page. I mean, I would say Doge Killer, but I don't really want to get into that. I mean, obviously the Constellation Day. I'm just going one of the ones I really, really feel as though, as far as like distressed price, really pulled back. It might be the next page. Maybe it is. Hold on a second. Maybe it's because you got to keep in mind the prices fluctuate. So if you're thinking like, why you keep thrumming through this, Max? The prices of all this stuff fluctuates. It doesn't just stay on one page. So where are we at? Hold on. Tad bit more. All right. So here's Voyager token. Okay. So on this one, I mean, my personal opinion is it's going to hover between what's at now and 15 cents. I think the opportunities with Voyager are not as great as how it was a year ago. I profited I think about like 1,800 on Voyager, and I turned power swap that, if you want to call that power swap, it's kind of just a regular swap, into more Luna Classic. All right, that was my choice at the time because Luna Classic was doing big things then. But I don't really see I see honestly, and people are going to disagree, and that's okay. FTT, as far as distressed assets, I think that's a better opportunity currently than Voyager. Even though Voyager is only like 12.5 cents, that's just my opinion. But I've seen Voyager level off, right? All right, moving along just a little bit more. Hold on a second. We already talked about LCX earlier. Man, where's that one I wanted to point out to you? This bugs me because this tells me that the ones I was going to look at have tanked. Oh my God, Saitama. Celsius is another distressed asset, but I wouldn't touch that one either. There's certain distressed assets to touch, right? And there's other ones that just don't even come near it. All right, Hello Labs. I don't know. It's been kind of stuck at that kind of. I mean, I did a video on it in their community. They like the content, which is cool, but I don't know. Maybe that's a good thing because that's consolidation. But again, I want to get more into the ones that really, really stood out. So obviously, some of these really jumped like the other page, from one page to the other, because they tanked in price, like literally, like monumentally. Man, just give me a second. I have to really, really go here soon. There was a couple that really stood out. This really bugs me. Because it switched. But I mean, you got to keep in mind, I got a bunch on my favorites, but I'm also going, but some of these aren't on my favorites. Man, I'm almost there. Maybe went to 7 or 8. There's a couple. Hold on a second. It might have been Revan. That was, I don't know. Hold on a second. Almost there. Not Bonk. That wasn't it. Not ellipsis. Although ellipsis ain't bad, but it's too risky. Hold on. There's Volt. Oh my god. Nothing against you guys in Volt. I'm no longer in Volt, by the way, but I love the community. I still support you guys who are in the Volt, okay? I just want to state that, you know. Nothing but love and respect to Elizabeth, aka Space Chick. We'd like to invite her on sometime because you know, she likes Hedera and Quant and a few others. All right. Where this thing just kind of jumps around. We're almost done here. Almost done. All right, there's Doge Chain, obviously AI Doge. I mean, shout out to, you know, Coochie Boy and Mike Cornwell. Haven't seen Coochie Boy in a while either. Shout out to him. All right, this one Stratos, right? We talked about it earlier, but like I honestly thought that was going to be like, you know, 40 cents or something. I'll tell you this much: if Stratos gets to the 40s, you might want to pay attention to that. Gosh, man, this just tells me that some of these tanked in value. Something fierce. Something fierce. There's green Satoshi token. Oh, that's the ETH one. But there was one that Mike Cornwell was talking about in regards to green Satoshi. Like, you know, I think he said something like one of them went to like a penny. So it's like, you know, it used to be like $10. So like that was like an easy 100x. I mean, it's just crazy. Like, you know, if it goes back to it. But I mean, it's a lot of coulda, woulda, shoulda. But I mean, you know. Some of these are investments, and some of these are just like, hey, let's see what we throw at the wall and what sticks, right? Let me double check the time real quick. I think I got like 2 or 3 minutes, and I really got to go. All right. Second. Yeah, these clearly, this is kind of alarming because they tanked. Like, literally, this tells me these tanked so much in price that they just went to like maybe rank of 900 or 1,000 or some crazy thing, which is kind of alarming. You know, it's not Everrise. Oh man, what the heck is this thing? You know what? I think it is Quant Stamp. All right. Well, there's also Clearpool, but I've already done so much coverage from Clearpool, so I'm gonna do Quant Stamp. Pull that one up, and then we'll also do. It's only got like 2 or 3 minutes. Oh my God, Cypherium. Oh my God, will Cypherium break below a penny? Will Max like get back? You know, buy another bag at under a penny? I think I will. I think I will. I know it sounds crazy, but I think I'll do that. All right. You're throwing your money away, Max. Well, yeah, I don't really waste my money on meme tokens. That'll be my justification. All right. I think I'm so close to this real quick. Yeah, again, I apologize. Usually I have these saved to my favorites, but there's some that are just like, I don't need that on my favorites. Man. Of course, there's Hydra. That wasn't the one. That wasn't the one. There's Pause Swap, which don't get me wrong. I mean, you know, we could definitely talk about that, but hold on. You guys are like, I've been holding on for a while. Yeah, I know. Hold on a second. We might just go with this other one real quick. Oh man. It was a very low market cap, and I guess now it's even that much more of a lower market cap. I don't have the exact name. I was just want to kind of recognize earlier. I was just like, huh, that's interesting. Yeah, hold on. Anchor Protocol, my God. All right. I can't pull it up. Dang it. I'll try one last page, and then it's going to go to, you know, this other one, which is Quant Stamp. But and it has nothing to do with Quant, basically. Oh, shoot. I guess I've been showing the wrong page this whole time. Yeah. Hold on. Quant Stamp. Yeah, let's just get to this for a second. All right. So it's at 0.009482. You have, what do you have on this? Man. Circulating supply is 713 million. Can you guys see this? You guys can see this. Okay. You got 713,801,000 QSP. Okay. You got a total supply of a little bit higher than that, 976,442,388. There is not a max supply, but fully diluted market cap is confirmed. and you do have a confirmed market cap of 6,765,000. All right, hold on a second. Let me show you this. All right. So all-time high, it was a while ago, right? And this is, some people are going to say, why would you mess with this? Just hear me out. This one is down 90, almost 99% from there. But all-time highs back in January 7th, 2018, 6 years ago, was 87 cents. Look at the price of where it's at now, 0.009478. All-time low was March 12th of 2020. So it's not like all-time low was like literally now, right? But we're not too far away from where we're at now compared to that all-time lows a few years ago, is my point. Anyway, and some people say, well, this is a rug. Not really, because you can see here on the chart that back in 2020, it started doing some decent things again. Okay. Now, if you're wondering, what the heck is this? You know, well, I'm going to show you this real quick. Some of the things that they're tagged in is cybersecurity, smart contracts, kinetic capital portfolio. If you're wondering where you can get this, I mean, you probably think, oh, I don't want to get this right now. But anyway, Coinbase, Gate.io, Uniswap. But the thing is to check out in regards to this, let me pull this up for a second. QuantStamp, like I said, is a leader in blockchain security, providing expert security audits and blockchain solutions. So, you know, when we talk about like CertiK audits and stuff like that, you know, it's just like there's value in all that, right? This is a different type of audit system. And there are tokens that definitely still get the QuantStamp audit compared to like CertiK. It states that top crypto and enterprise companies, including ETH, Binance, MakerDAO, Chainlink even, right? So my thing is this, if those all, you know, have more and more smart contracts being built on their platforms, which they will, this kicks in what, guys? The utility of let's audit, like Chainlink, let's say, for instance, builds out like a robust ecosystem. Just hear me out on this. I know this sounds like this is crazy talk, Max. You're full of crap. Hear me out. Just hear me out, okay? This is my theory. I don't think I'm too far off. Let's just use, for instance, Chainlink. Dismiss Binance, because we understand there's going to be a lot more focus on like PancakeSwap and stuff like that, right? Okay, so obviously PancakeSwap would take the cake on that. But Chainlink, right, that is worth paying attention to. Here's why that's worth paying attention to. For the same reason why we showed you, for instance, swaps for XDC, XSwap, PancakeSwap, BNB, Uniswap for like Ethereum based stuff, Avalanche, right? We showed you Trader Joe, but this is a totally different use case. And if anything, I'm going to go ahead and start this time. That way I don't have to dig through it all. This is a totally different use case, right? So if it's totally different use case, this is literally verifying smart contracts, like kind of like CertiK, like I just mentioned earlier. So the key thing is this: Chainlink, they're looking to do some big things, obviously, and they build out a bigger ecosystem. You have this that maybe, for instance, QuantStamp gets a lot more audits because, like it says, QSP is an ERC20 token used for verifying smart contracts on the decentralized QSP security protocol. Well, if anything, some people say, well, it don't matter if it's Chainlink, Max. I mean, you could technically, throw in a whole bunch of, Ethereum-based projects, and true. But my key thing is, at the height of the next bull market, you have an onboarding of a bunch of, Chainlink projects or Ethereum or whatever the case be. Volume, right? The platforms, that is utility in motion, right? Like it says here, users can buy automated scans of smart contracts. This is a tool. It needs to be used. So more platforms that build, more ecosystems that expand, that's utility in motion. This is a distressed price. What would this be worth? Well, I'm not with you, Max, because it hasn't done anything much since 2018. But guess what? What I recently found out, this is still an active project. And if you don't believe it's an active project, let me show you this. And I can't believe I probably running a little bit late. Yeah, I got literally leaving like now, but I'll just leave it here with you guys. Hold on a second. Yeah, they're still active. Look at this. Here's straight from their Twitter. Securing the future of Web 3. There's quantstamp.com. They've been around since 2017. Science and tech. Okay. What's your favorite Web 3 programming language? You know, look at this. All recent tweets, August 14th. I mean, that's not that long ago. There's this one, August 16th. Oh my God, the West End Ballroom. I've gone to concerts there. That's crazy. In Portland. That's where I'm from. So anyway, my key thing is this, right? Always recognize whatever opportunities are there. This has a use case. There are projects that are going to be, you know, CertiK is not the end all be all, right? There's other platforms. There's value. This is utility-based project, right? So some people are going to say, well, you didn't see much back in last bull run. I get it. So there's that. But is it worth it to look into this? I'm just saying. I mean, am I personally getting QuantStamp? No, probably not. But my point is, I always recognize the ones that which are small market cap. I mean, Mike Cornwell does it. A lot of you guys do that. Small market cap is their opportunity. Which ones are they partnering with? If you saw, for instance, like here's an example. It did mention Chainlink. If Chainlink is going to expand their ecosystem like robustly, and they're like, you know what, we got this partnership with QuantStamp. That's big, right? Because if anything, that tells you like, oh my God, they're going to expand their ecosystem to something fierce, and this is their chosen partner for audits. You could put two and two together. Like, okay, now this stands out because in the past, you know, all the audit platforms out there, the Certix and so on. What's the other one? Was it Hacker or Hack something other? I don't know. There's other ones, but my key thing is that would be an indicator of like, it's not buy the rumor, sell the news. It's like, this is a key partnership because this ecosystem is going to, you know, expand robustly, and these projects need to be audited. And this is the main one that does the audit. So that's what I'm trying to say. When we do our coverage of connecting the dots, connect the partnerships, connect, you know, this one to this one, and say to yourself, okay, this one is going to do like, I don't know, 75% of the audits for this particular. I know you use Chainlink as an example, but that's what I'm talking about. Now, if it's a nothing burger and they're like, nah, there's not that much wrong, then you gotta find that information out. Is all I'm saying. So maybe I'm preaching to the choir. Maybe you're like, Max, I already know this stuff. I don't need you talking about it. But I think there's some people who don't know how to go about some of those things, right? And that's the key thing. Glad to share this with you guys. I think I might just read like a couple comments and then really got to go. I really got to go. Let's see here. Miguel, what's up? Glad to have you. I'm trying to see also what else we got. You can tag me on X or Twitter by just doing @DPG Maximus right up here. IoTex. Yeah, I have researched IoTex. Alchemy Pay, yep. All right. Quant Papa is in the house. Glad to have him here. Elbow cough. You guys always give me crap about that. QuantStamp tokenomics not bad, but no one using it and has been delisted from exchanges. Okay. But anyway, it's just an example. You know what I mean? So that's the example I want to give people is, you know, if you see anything like about that, like, you know, Chainlink, oh my God, they just, you know, they choose QuantStamp and then boom. All right. At these prices, it's just like, it's just an example. I'm just trying to make an example. It doesn't mean that like, oh guys, I'm so bullish on QuantStamp, you know? And obviously QuantStamp has nothing to do with quant. I also want to throw that out there. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. I did skip a bunch of comments purposely, not because I, you know, dislike people. I just got to go. So been a good show. I am behind 2 days in a row on chopping up the videos. Stellar from yesterday, Hedera from yesterday. Obviously, the big Jasmy thing, I got to do that. I don't know if I did a quant yesterday. I don't know. I'm like 3 or 4 videos behind. A lot more busier now. But I do love and appreciate you guys. Know what you have. Know what you hold. Know why you hold it. The research trumps FUD 110%. Thanks again for watching, everybody. Smash that like on your way out. And by all means, give Quant Papa or at Quant_Papa_ a follow. Miss you, Quant Papa. We all really appreciate your research, man. And like I said, If you guys only knew some of the private conversations of research of what this gentleman has, you would be stacking the freaking quant like nobody's business. But not financial advice. I'm just stating that. All right. Peace out. Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow, roughly around 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. And of course, there's no shows on the weekends anymore. And yeah, give me a follow at DPG Maximus. Thank you very much. Have a great night.